I nearly choked.
I can see you. I can't even hear you though, but I can see you. Sorry for people that are viewing. Sorry for people that are listening, but Mr. K is trying to do something funny that's not working. Let's carry on without him. Welcome to Yorkshire Tea XP, episode 43. Fuck agendas. We have things to cover. We'll cover in whatever order. We don't have a fair share of who does what these days. We're just winging it episode to episode. This might go out, it might not. Adam's saying he can't be asked to do it. Someone else will have to do it. We have got the wonderful Bob. Everybody's buzzing to have Bob on here and in the community by the looks of it. So thank you for taking the time and getting up. I don't know if you're normally up at this time, but thank you for 7:30 in the morning, getting in and coming on and doing this with us. It is appreciated. What a wanker.
Your mic is loud, bro.
Do you
Your
not
mic
think
is loud?
Is it?
I don't give a fuck now. Apparently that's the way we're doing the pod.
Yeah, do it. Fuck it.
It's all good.
What the thing is, I actually think this new way is we're just gonna be better and bigger than ever.
No, I need an agenda. I think this is
you didn't
just
even look
all
at it anyway. Do you even know how to get to Google?
I need an agenda. I need to know it's there. I don't need to read it. I just need to know it's there.
I'll make you an agenda for the next time you do one, mate. Don't you worry about that.
Thank you.
Absolutely. 100%.
Thank you.
So we have Bob, and we are going to change things up this week as well. We are not going to follow an agenda. We're not even going to do half the things we normally would do. We don't even know what we're going to do. And we're not doing the dino races because I haven't prepared them and got them ready. So you'll either see them already, seen them or not seen them, and this will come out. So let's dive straight into the week in MFL.
Hold on, before we do that.
Pack opening. Sorry, mate. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, I've literally just bought
I know there's been a lot of beef kicking about lately, but I didn't want to completely just like piss you off right now on the beginning. You do the pack. Go on.
Thank you. Just let me open my pack and then I'm happy. Yeah, I literally just bought this. So fuck you, dear. If this is bad, dear, I'm blaming you. What was that?
Is this a full fat one as well?
Full fat. Yeah.
Nice. Tune.
Fucking tune, man.
Oh, it's a great tune, though.
Not when it's blaring through the speakers for everyone. Like,
I doubt. No, I can balance that audio. It's still worth it.
You just put the sound back in, Mr. K. Just bang the sound back in.
Yeah, just go re-record it from elsewhere. Just place it in for the sake of it and turn it full volume.
Right, come on.
What you after, mate? Anything in particular?
Youth. That's all I care about, really, at this stage.
Imagine you get a really good centre forward now. You bought mine.
Oh my God! I just went 2 centre forwards.
Marlon Montez,
Colombian, 24.
Goalkeeper.
87. I'm not mad. Don't be short.
So where are you going to play again, Bruce?
That's not bad.
It's all right. It'll do. Low boss is that height. So he's a low boss regen, even though low boss hasn't even retired yet. Like, but yeah.
What was better not retire for
that
10
cost out of
seasons?
curiosity?
What was that?
How long? I say, how much did you pay for that pack out of curiosity?
$799.
Okay.
And it's not the fucking 90 rated CM that Eric got, but I would have kicked myself. Look, this is a good pack. I like that. I'm all right with an 87 goalkeeper. That's okay.
Pack's a pack, right? You want to open it because you want to have the excitement of ripping it. It is what it is.
I love it. I'm addicted.
You're not worried about the cost, otherwise you wouldn't have bought the pack. So it is what it is.
I'm addicted. I just want it. As long as you want 28, that was my issue. If it comes out and he's 28, I'm pissed. So yeah.
I didn't get any packs last night. Did you get any, Bob or Mr. K? No.
I haven't purchased a pack in seasons. It's been a very long time since I've opened a pack. All of my MFL, I am degen. I just spend my MFL on retiring guys, and then they retire like a season afterwards. And then I have to do it all over again. So it's a vicious cycle. There's no consistency. So.
Okay, so you've done your pack. Let's dive into this week in MFL then. Apparently there's lots of things to talk about. Who's got lots of things to talk about? Bob, you got lots of things to talk about?
I'm excited. I mean, I said to you guys before we even logged in here, like, this is the first time I've been in the chat, especially with this many people, where I'm the only person not managing a diamond team. So this is kind of cool. I want to hear from pros. What's going on? How we're feeling about the season? All I know is that
yet.
I'm trying to scrimmage all of you guys with the plat team that Sid gave me, which is loaded, So just trying to learn as we go, man. And I like to remind people that even though I haven't managed in Diamond for a few seasons, I can still do it. So this is kind of what we're working towards here. Get another team up to Diamond for Sid because he needs like 6 at this point. So I mean, seriously, between him and Scrub, like it's just me and Dio on the sidelines here. So
yeah, it's nuts.
I saw him on Ramreezy talking about like the deal and how it came about, and just mad. He kind of like I think he said within 12 hours, let alone 24 hours. It was just kind of like an opportunity, done, dusted, and deal in.
It was really fast. I mean, for a little context behind all of this stuff. So over the last few seasons, there are a group of us, and I know there's a meme out there that Sturge put together about like me and Dio and Scrub, being Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg, like the financial people of MFL, and how we just buy everything. But Ronan has been looking to get out for a while, and he messaged all of us saying, "Are you guys interested in buying?" And I know that Scrub, Sid, a few people were interested in doing it, but I was like, nah, hard pass on my side. And I know that I talked to Sid. We talked about possibly going in together on it, but I was like, I can't see how I'm going to pull value out of this for mine, just because it was an older agency. And so I passed on it, but I know Sid made the massive move, which honestly, I was not only amazed, but also disappointed. And the reason I was disappointed is because I've worked really hard to build Soul up for Adam and build myself Team Warriors up for Brian to run. I was like, we can make a run at this title with these two teams, between these two teams. And then all of a sudden, Sid just like threw up a whole bunch of 97s and 98s onto LG because he bought Ronan's Gallery. And I'm just like, oh, man, the tides have changed a little bit. So I don't even know what's going to happen at this point. I mean, now we got 4-1-2-1-2 normal and narrow back in again with Root. So I don't know, man. We're going to see what happens.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, we were talking in the DMs, and you were like, "Can I do a friendly against you?" And I was like, "Don't batter me." And then you did the friendly, and I think I battered you 4-1.
Oh yeah.
But then I looked afterwards, and you'd done a few more, and it didn't quite go the same. So I'm not going to gloat about that. But you did change your tactic, right?
Yeah, I mean, so part of what I do in the off season, especially at the top end of stuff, is you find people that are willing to put in their actual lineup because they want to test some things out. Then you can get a good gauge on where your lineups are and what you should and shouldn't use against certain formations. And I learned what I shouldn't use against you. I learned what I can use against you with your 4-1-2-1-2N. And then I know that I use the same strategy to test against Soul and Adam. Later, I'm pretty sure I beat the shit out of him too. So, that's just kind of what we're doing. But it gives you this like false sense of overconfidence. And again, you can ask Sid when you talk to Sid about this. Sid is like the champion of preseason winning games all over the place in MFL. And then we get to the season, it's just like completely downhill. So we'll see how it goes, man. We'll see how it goes.
The 5-4-1 flat that you pulled out, like I was like, wow, okay. That was very strong. I mean, I'm not a 5 at the back fan, but that was strong. I've seen you played it in quite a few other friendlies as well, and you're testing it out, and it does look really good.
So this is something that I think that I know I wanted to talk about. While I haven't been managing a Diamond Club, I think I talk to you guys a lot, and you know that I'm still very, very involved in a lot of the things that go on from a tactics perspective. And so what I've done over the past 3 seasons is that I DM Adam every day, I DM Bruce like every day, talking about how they have set certain things up. So the 5-4-1 flat, Bruce just crushed the first half of the season last year with the Ramble Amigos and Platt, and he did not have a strong team. He made that team potentially Diamond viable. And so I talked to him a bit about how he was doing it, and then I started messing around with it on my own to get a core understanding of what had to happen to make it work. And so learning as you're watching is important. And then I spent those seasons watching Adam win Diamond, watching Brian take my Saltine team from gold all the way up to Diamond, and then watching Max run Soul last season to learn how to be more defensive. Because I think that, Bruce, you and I talked about this before. When I talked to Adam, and Adam took Soul and won Diamond with Soul, because
Keep pointing that out. Thank you. Yeah, cheers.
I'm going to. I'm proud of my boy. Like, listen, I take pride in the GM part. And like, I'm the only person so far that has hired a Diamond champion. So, this is the way we go. And that'll never come off of his credential list. So you guys got a lot of catching up to do. But when you watch and you kind of pay attention to what's going on, you can take a look at some of the tactics that some of these people are using to figure out what actually works and what is good in each engine version. And because this engine has stayed the same for now 3 seasons, I've got a really good base. And I figured out how to make my players work without being like psycho aggressive and get caught out and back, which is always a problem. This obviously leads to, our awkward coin flips where we catch them with 2 hands, but who knows what's going to happen in the match. But I want to set myself up better to win my matches, and not giving up a goal is a really good way to do it. So, but yeah, so I spent a lot of time learning basically. And now I'm putting that learning into use with the team that Sid gave me to hopefully get him another Diamond team.
So is the plan that to eventually get yourself back into Diamond, or are you just enjoying the GMing?
No, I have no problem getting teams there. Like I've said so I've been running teams for Trust over the last couple of seasons, for Cosmo over the last couple of seasons, and basically say to them, like, I can get your teams promoted. Like with Cosmo's put together a really strong agency, and he's given me teams in bronze and silver that were projected like 10th and 8th. And I pushed one of them to gold, one of them to silver. So I could still do it. But when it gets to the top, and this was a question that kind of came up in the Discord, like, why do Diamond managers want to give out their teams and not manage? And I can only speak for myself. And I know that Bruce and Adam, you guys have both done this too. So you know the pains and headaches that come with playing in Diamond and the stress that you put on yourself. And I don't think it's so much the stress of the game, it's that we have high expectations for ourselves. And so when we're given all of the tools, we don't want to let the other people down that believe in us and trust in us to do well with it, right? Because we know that there are finances involved in this. So I'm a little bit different, and I can only speak for myself. But one of the reasons that I gave up my clubs, and I continue to give up my clubs, is that I've already hit the peak of MFL winning Diamond multiple times. So like my journey in Diamond, like I've done what I wanted to do. The only thing left is to win Titans Cup, but that is much lower on my wish tier list. So I prefer to remove the day-to-day stress of watching and freaking out about which one and being frustrated if we lose, and then ranting on the Discord and getting yelled at by Lucas and timed out. So I mean, there were so many times a couple of seasons ago where Bruce like, Bob don't, like, you see the 3 dots typing in Discord. So that's why I chose to give up. And what's nice is we built this nice community with the YTXP and the Discord groups and everybody. And so it worked out pretty well that there are people that I knew and trusted to run these teams. So I had access to the right people. And quite honestly, knowing people that run podcasts like you guys do, you guys are out there. So you are known entities. It's not like I'm giving it to someone I don't know. So like there is accountability because you guys hold yourself accountable when you're on air here. So it's important for you guys to do well. It's important for me to do well. It all just works together. And identifying the people, it's not just something that you do, right? You have to take a look. You have to figure out what's going on. And one of the reasons that I went with Adam many seasons ago is that Adam was the first one to join the DAO from your group, the BFC DAO. And he was running, I think it was BFC Istanbul you're running, Adam? You were given not great players and you were doing very well with the team. And so I paid very close attention to his matches and what he was doing and how he was playing, and felt it would be better for me, it would be someone that I could trust to take my team kind of in a different direction. Because my approach route, I don't know if you remember, Frank, when I won it, it was all out like psycho offense. It was, how many speed balls can I give Beckman and my wingers, and can they run down the pitch without running out of bounds, kick the ball into the middle of the net? And like, that's what it was. And when you look at the outputs for those matches, And then you compare them to the last couple matches. I think Seoul finished second last year, and we scored, maybe 25 goals the entire season. And I think in Beckman's last season, or the season before last, he scored 40 just in Diamond by himself. So the game has shifted so much. And over that time, it became less and less vital for me to run it. And it took the stress off of my shoulders. I trust the other people to run it, and I want to win. Like, you can talk to anybody. I still get pissed off when I lose. And I call the season a disappointment if I'm not losing. But there's a different level of stress that is not there. And when you've already won it. And I can guarantee you that there is stress, especially now with the purchases that just happened for Sid. There is exponentially more stress on Sid's shoulders to win Diamond. Like, when you buy an older agency, you have a very limited window before you have to replace everybody again. So he really needs to win it now. And I know that from what you said, you guys have seen when building Salt and hiring Brian to run Salt, Brian is notorious for pissing people off in game because his tactics are so good and he just doesn't give up goals. Bruce experienced with us when he played up. He and Black Mamba were in the same goal division that we were, Root, a couple seasons ago. And I think that Brian gave up, before we clinched the title, I think Brian had given up 4 goals the entire season. And it was the exact same thing last year in Platt too. So he just doesn't give up goals. And you still win 2, 3-0, 1-0. Worst case scenario is a 0-0 draw. So it's a different game style. It's a different way to play. It fits with this end. So, and it's much easier to do what Adam taught me how to do and just jump to the end of the match and see what the hell happens afterwards without watching it getting frustrated. So.
Been doing that for 2 seasons. It's great. So much better.
It is.
I'm doing it again.
Yeah. And I'm going to message you all the time because I don't have Soul now. That's the weirdest part. I was talking to Adam last season and I was like, well, Salt is going to win Platt. Pretty obviously Salt is going to win Platt. And I'm the guy that's holding on to my hometown club, which is Salt, and giving one of the most recognized and well-rounded franchises in all of MFL outside of Meta, which Sid now has. I'm selling that one instead. It doesn't seem to make sense. You hold on to Soul, you sell the other one, right? I was like, nah, we're gonna go the other way. So, I want to win Diamond this year, Root, is what it really comes down to. And if any of you bastards beat me, I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
Good to know.
I was going to say good to know.
Look at that team. So listen, we talk about road to glories and stuff like that, and progressing through the game. So my Syracuse team, Saltine Warriors, was released into the game in season 7 or 8.
7.
And Andy Official ripped it. My buddy, Andy Official. And Andy and I work together all the time, and he sold it to me. And so I've taken it from Flint, the lowest of the lows. I have won every single division in every single season. So it's just a straight path up, a linear path off of all first place finishes in every single league it's been in. So now the only way to finish that is to win Diamond this first season. And then I can just done with the game. I don't need to play it anymore. I've clearly beaten if I could do that, so.
Yeah, you might have a problem with that, but you can try.
Maybe. Don't get too confident though.
Generally.
Let him. He doesn't know what we know. Let him get confident.
I don't think I was confident enough for Sid because he was like, "Do you want to do this, dude?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "We need to win." I was like, "Yeah, give it my best shot, mate. Don't you worry." I think he's like, we need more than that, Roo. I'm just gonna give it my best shot.
We don't do that.
Get me the players in there. Yeah. I'll make it cook.
We don't give it our best shot. We win. That's all we do. It's the only acceptable outcome, Root. So, but it's okay. Sid understands.
That's what we're saying.
Yeah, Sid understands that when you play Soul, when you play Salt, when you play Magos, it doesn't matter how good your team is. You're going to be the underdog. And that sounds insane, but to what Bruce was kind of talking about, there's a different level of experience and understanding what you need to do at different levels to get there, because it is a lot of mind games and decoy tactics, and you're going to feel really good about some setups, and then you're going to get absolutely stomped, because what ended up happening is that I didn't realize in testing against LG that, Max just moved his guys around. He just put it on complete decoy with put everybody high and who cares. And then you go out, you win like 2-0, and you're like, oh, I'm very confident in my team. And then you come back and this setup is completely different. And now you just lost 3-1. You're like, what the hell just happened? Like, this shouldn't go on like this. So it'll take a little while to get used to it, but who knows? Maybe your 4-1-2-1-2N will just slice through everything. I know Adam likes it, so we shall see. I've never been able to get it to work, man. I message you all the time, Root, about it. I just can't do it. I can't get it to work.
I think the thing for me though is that version does work, but I think the point is you're obviously proving against some formations it doesn't. So my goal between now and the season starting is, I'm so passionate about that formation. I need to now hone in on, because the thing I've noticed in Diamond is quite a lot of people just play the same formation for the whole season, right? They probably just have different variants and tweaks of it. There's quite a lot of people that do.
No, it's probably Dio.
Just you and Dio. Just you and
When
Dio.
the season you won it, Mr. K, you were the one that changed your formation way more than anybody else, from what I looked at in the data.
Yeah, probably, but people did have different
I'm not saying it didn't change it all. I just mean like,
basically rock, paper, scissors.
Game.
It's rock, paper, scissors. People will change formations if they think, oh, I think Adam's going to run this today. I'm going to play this because I think that's going to counter that. Yeah. And you're playing that back and forth all the time.
Right. So then if that happens all the time, then why not just stick to your guns then if you don't have a clue what someone else is going to play?
Because if they know what I'm going to play and they've tested, as they probably have done because they're invested in the diligence, they're going to work out, okay, generally speaking, this formation is a good matchup against that. Then how does he set that up? What do I believe is a good counter? So can you run a setup like this that Adam plays for me with these tactics? I can run some tests on it. Yeah. So you can sometimes in some engines you can just brute force it. Here's my tactic. Here's what I do. Here's my formation. Just keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. This engine, even if we had one formation you could do that with, you're still going to get fucking random results because it's this engine. So.
Yeah. But yeah, basically though, if you could just create any tactic, you have no idea what the point in it is then, because you don't know what you're going to come up against at all. I know that's normal football anyway.
I still dive into the statistics, the stats, the type of chances being created, not just XG.
By the other team.
There's a lot more to it. There's a lot to it. I study heat maps. I run lots of tests on heat maps that I've talked about on one of the previous lives that we did. Sorry, Bruce. And then I record those matches so I can go back and review those heat maps and get a rough idea of what, on average, I think that this depth line is and how narrow they are and what they're doing here. And I love the passing maps, but they're no longer there. So that's annoying.
So you do all that and then you pull out a different tactic.
And just to point out, Mr. K does that. So does the other 10 people in the division as well.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the doing it that's the problem. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm getting at the fact that you do all that, but then what you've just said that actually counters that is that they're probably just going to play a formation you've not thought about anyway. So the formation you're going to put out is a formation you've tried to work out against something.
I'm guessing what they're going to play.
Yeah. So you're going to guess.
But he's guessing. I don't know.
But if you rock up, we know you're playing the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow every game.
That.
I can guarantee you within 3-4 games, we'll have all worked it out.
Yeah, that's fine.
That will be.
Well, you'll have worked out that if I played the same variant of it, which is what I don't do.
Exactly. And so it's
that's
when
the
you
point
ask,
I'm making.
like, it's kind of like I feel like your question, Root, is like, so you're putting in all this work, but you still have a coin flip engine. So like, why aren't you just playing what you believe is the best?
Yeah, that's the question. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't do that because it's when you are predictable at the top end, you are beatable.
Yeah.
Right. I can put together some funky things that will completely shut down how you set up your 4-1-2-1-2 end.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is what you're going to do is I know that you have a whole bunch of different 4-1-2-1-2 ends, and you have to be cognizant of that. And Adam and I were talking about this because we have a shared team in Silver. And so what happens is against even teams, we have to play our formations in different ways. Against teams in which we're favorites, we're not as hunkered back. We have to adjust certain ways. The problem is if you play too high, those bad teams are going to beat you on a counter because that's how it's built right now. So there's a balance between the two. And for you, with the old Ronin gallery, there were like one or two formations that he could really run. And it didn't really matter how he had it built. We watched how he had it built, and he had the best players. So he was always a bit more center compact and attacking with his speed and pace and his strikers up top and creating from the far his fullbacks. So you can adjust for that. I'm not really worried about where he's going to be, but you can adjust for it. Like, are there going to be times where Demi or Kovacs are just going to win the game because they're two of the best strikers in the game? Of course. We can't do anything about that, but we can set ourselves up. And I'm better off knowing that I put my best into it. I can lose and put my best into it as opposed to, well, it's just a coin flip anyway, so why do I care? Like, that's just not how I'm built, because I believe that I am better than you at the game. I believe that I can figure out what I need to do to beat you. I also believe that there are certain formations that your secondary formation that you could throw out there to surprise me. I have a formation that will beat both of yours. So I can feel comfortable putting them out there, knowing that you have better strikers than me. So I know I have a pretty good idea of where I need to sit in my lines. I know where I need to attack in my lines. I know how to beat you. So I have multiple formations that can beat you, which is why when you see me testing against you, I might run one or two of the same formation, but I'm spreading it all out because I need to figure out where your weaknesses are and where your vulnerabilities are. I have to assume that you are not running your best formation and stuff, which is fine. It still gives me enough background information to then make good adjustments for, because quite honestly, I'm not running my best version of those formations against you anyway. So if I can beat you with my sub version of that formation, I know that if I actually set it up to beat you, I can beat you. I have a much higher probability of beating you. And honestly, if I can go from 45% chance of beating you to 51% chance, it's well worth it.
100%. Yeah, it's super interesting.
But I mean, the difference is, though, is that there are two teams, in my opinion. It's Metamercs and LG. They can probably brute force more this season than any. They have the best of the best players available to them. That's where you can brute force things. But we've seen with Ronin's teams over the last couple seasons that brute force, even with the best teams, is not enough to win you matches. So that's where the delicate balance comes down to, because, that's great that Damie's a 97. I mean, my third striker is still a 96. Like, you're not getting a lot here. You're not getting a big breakaway in difference here with any of these guys. And what you're not accounting for is the fact that, my left wing back is a 96. That is by far the best wing back in the entire game. And he led Platinum, I think, in assists last season, or came in second, and he scores goals. And, like, what do you do to stop him? How do you stop him? How do you play against that 5-4-1? Like, what do you do? Like, are you treating the wingbacks as wide mids as well? Like, what is your approach? You treat it like a three at the back. How do you, number one, break into that lineup? And number two, how do you stop it offensively? Because the pace at Diamond Route allows you to capitalize on one mistake. That's all it really takes. It's just one mistake. And then when you are chasing in this engine, especially at the top end, those mistakes are few and far between. And so if you're hoping for a mistake, which we're all hoping that the other team makes more mistakes than we do, and that our guys don't, be complete morons and go one-on-one with the goalkeeper and then dribble around them and then kick the ball to Timbuktu, like, you can't do anything about that. That's just chance. But you have to be as prepared as possible. So the time that goes into it, this is the stress that I'm talking about too, Rue, and why I gave up my teams. It is frustrating when you lose, when you put in that much time, you put in that much effort into stuff. And that's just kind of how we are. But, like, that's how us have been raised. We're not accepting losing when it comes down to it. Like, we blame ourselves when we don't win. Right? We I get frustrated with the engine at times, but it's not the engine's fault. I'm just venting because I'm pissed off that, Renaud had a one-on-one with the keeper and decided to miss a wide open goal, and he's one of the top 5 strikers in the entire game. Like, but what can you do about it? We move on with our lives. So you just have to be prepared is what it really comes down to. And quite honestly, I have no problem if you lose to all of us.
How excited are you for Diamond now for that pep talk?
No, but it's nice to actually be on a podcast and somebody talks some sense about something. I've quite enjoyed that, to be fair, that segment. So it's been quite nice.
To be fair.
It's easy to understand. It's easy to understand, Bob, because he's saying it like that. You guys would just be like, do. That was my example of you, by the way. Did you like it?
That's a pretty good impression as well.
Honestly, though, like, these things I'm saying, they work at all levels.
Yeah.
They really do. The more time you put in at the lower levels, the better off you're going to be. Yeah. Because I think that you were playing for Greninja and Max last season in Plat. And I feel like, and I'd have to let you speak on this one, that there is a different level of play there as opposed to like what you're normally used to at Bronze or wherever you were more comfortable. There's more time and attention to detail. Focus the higher up you go. And the players are worlds different. They act different. I can't do what I do with left mids and right mids, at Ice and Stone as I can at Diamond. So you see that there is a learning level. And it's important to take these kind of ideas with you all the way down the chain. And this was, I'm convinced, why I was able to help Cosmo get his teams from Bronze and Silver promoted, even though they were not the best teams in the league. And it's why I was able to fight hard to win a Bronze league last season, because Bronze teams, there's 90s in Bronze at this point, which is insane.
I think that's fair.
When I started my first gold team, when Soul won gold, which was like season 4 or something like that, my strikers were both 85s. My highest card was an 89. That's not even good for Bronze at this point, which is utterly insane.
Yeah.
So the game has really shifted. And use these ideas as you play through, and you'll see a difference in your play and your results, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think people don't see people only see what they see and what they hear. So I think the point is, I think for the first few seasons I played, I literally did what you said with my 4-1-2-1-2 and just brute forced it. But as Dockside started to climb up, and obviously they're in silver now, but even in the previous 2 seasons where they overperformed in each season and obviously went up and to where they are now, I think it was 2 seasons back, maybe 2.5 seasons back, where I started to have differing variants of the narrow. And I did it purely to Mr. K's point, thought I understood what the other person was going to play and how I could beat that formation. And that's when I started to do that. Last season, to your point, in Plat was a different level. And I think that's because when I was doing that and changing it and the match came, I was like, they're not playing that formation, but they played it for fucking 3 in a row. Why have they changed the formation? Now, clearly, they've changed the formation because they're going to combat my 4-1-2-1-2N, right? And at times, it didn't matter because I'd put whatever version of that I've now got out, or versions that I can play out, and it worked. And other times, it didn't. I think, obviously, we ended up finishing 4th on joint points. So, we were that close to doing it. So I think we finished, I don't know, I can't remember what we predicted. I think we finished one or 2 places above where we were predicted or something like that. So he wasn't predicted a strong team, because I was quite surprised by that when I got the club, because I thought he was going to be a proper strong Plat team, but it was still good, but it wasn't one of the top 2 or 3 teams. But I think to your point is learning to, at least if you put, so the times I lost, I was I've still put out the best formation I thought on the fact that what they would play. I think this is the first time I've openly probably spoke about the narrow, because I think people do think that it's one version of the narrow and it's there and it kind of sit it in all my clubs. But now what I do is in those clubs lower down, I just at least keep the same one in and move the players around. I can't really be bothered. I'm not really bothered what's happening. Not that I'm not bothered about those teams. I don't want them to move up the chain, because I don't want to have 2 or 3, 4 teams up there. I just want the Dockside to do what they do. But for those, I have to save my tactics in my other team slot to load them into that slot, because I only have 5 slots. And I'm just, since we're having a conversation, I'll just be transparent about it. But I don't think people realize that. So when you said the other day, can I test against you? I was like, yeah, I'll load it in. So I loaded in probably the base version of that tactic, because I knew that would give you enough for you to test against. And then I'll have a more attacking version, and I'll have a more defensive version. And I'll have one that uses the wing backs more than the cam maybe being the main player, or, the CDM being more defensive and holding, or more risky with his passes. So I think we all have that, but I think it's more important to do it now. My nervousness, I suppose, and that's why it's really good to have this conversation, is, like you say, to your point, when you put the effort and the time in, it's getting that balance of I was sure that was the one that I'd put out. Why is it just crashed? Should I have just played that base one that's the all-rounder? Because that's kind of what that base is, right? It's the all-rounder. The can win, can't win kind of does it.
What I would say there, Root, is if you lose a match, don't question your judgment as to what you played. know that you played the best. But what I will say, when you lose a match or draw a match or don't think you got max points from a match, be fucking pissed at yourself. Be mad that you lost. It is never acceptable to just be like, I lost, no big deal. That's not how, if you want to win in this game and in life, that's not how things work. Don't let other people dictate for you. You should be ticked off when you lose. Like, I remember when Adam was running solo, like, and he lost a match, he's like, what the actual fuck is going on? Like, I don't even know what the hell's going on. Like, what do we do? And then Adam and I would talk through it. We'd figure out what we missed. We're like, oh shit, yeah, that's actually there. And so he was pissed every time he lost. And you know what happened? He made a run, he made changes, and he won diamond. Right? Like, winning is not an acceptable state in this game if you want to be good at something. And that's, like you said, that's not just this game, that's life too. You don't give up, you don't back down, you keep fighting for what you want. Because if you fight hard enough and you talk and you work hard enough, you will figure out ways, because you have an entire community that is good with tactics, that likes to talk through tactics. And the only person to blame for a loss, if you don't feel prepared with your tactics, is you. It means that you didn't put the time in to get what you need. You didn't ask the questions that you needed, you know? So I know that the three of us on his call, me, Bruce, Adam, we'll set up formations for you to actually test against that are not weak, because we need to get a good understanding of how good our teams are too. Like, out of 100 test matches that I run, probably 50 of them are with actual, like, real formations, you know? And I'm willing to give you some information, but I'm not going to give you all of the information, right? And the mind game of that is what you need to go through. And what you don't want to do, and this is something that Adam was mentioning with the multiple formations, you don't want to play a weaker formation and then be outsmarted because I think that Root, instead of going 4-1-2-1-2-N, because I've been blasting it in all of my testing, I think he's going to run 4-3-1-2 or 4-1-3-2. Well, if he does that, this is a much better counter. So let's assume he's going to do that. And I'm going to run my formation, which is better against the 4-1-3-2, but it's not as good against the 4-1-2-1-2-N. That's a loss on my side. That's the time where I'm just like, Jesus Christ, what are you doing? Like, were you good enough with your regular formation to beat this? If yes, then I screwed up playing a weaker formation. And these are the things that I'm trying to think through, and I only can blame myself if I lose. And it's nice now, because I delegated my team's route. Now I can actually be mad at Adam if I lose. Just kidding. But yeah, that's kind of my approach with this, like in all games, when it really comes right down to it. Because I don't like losing. I like to see a challenge and beat that challenge. Just kind of how I'm built.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm always ticked off when I lose a game, especially when I put a lot of shitload of time and effort into it. The higher up the pyramid it is, the more pissed off I am. What I do, because I do that auto-sim thing, I'll usually grab a screen grab and send it on when I look at the stats and go, what the fuck? But I will go back in a bit, review, analyze, and critically assess what I've done to see if I can find anything I can do better. Even if I don't think that was the reason why I lost, still an opportunity to see what I can do a bit better. Even if it's not for the next match, it's just against you. And that setup that you ran, that didn't work because of this reason, and I'm going to go try something a bit different. But I've been messaging you while we've been talking, Root, and I've been literally putting over what Bob's been saying about, if you want to chat about anything this, do. If you want us to load in a default tactic or something for capacity, just ask. There's a few of us that do that for each other all the time. Leave a dummy tactic on when you don't want anyone testing against a real tactic. Unless if I've got a fledgling tactic that I kind of like, and I've not got enough data, I will leave it as default. And when other people test, I'll see how they're getting on, and then I'll swap it for a dummy one for a while as well, so people don't get a proper read on it. But I get data because I know what I had loaded in, and I can go and check. Yeah, the time piece is very, very important. But if you just have one formation with numerous setups, that is easier than if you've got 3 different setups with different variations of, and I don't know what I'm going to play against.
Yep. It makes somebody like me miserable. Me and Adam makes us miserable to play against. And same with Bruce. Like, when you have multiple formations that are all equally strong, Root, it's a headache. Like, at that point, you're kind of like, well, I just have to go with my best because, quite honestly, Bob could run a really strong 5-4-1 flat and absolutely smoke me, or he could just run a very defensive 4-4-2 and absolutely smoke me, or he can do something stupid and run a 3-4-3 and absolutely smoke me. Like, you don't know what's going to happen at some point, right? You make the best approximation and you put together how you think I'm going to play against you. So like if I'm running LG or Metamerx or, Old Day Soul, like I know what these teams are going to do, right? I just need to adjust my formation. I need to know what formation I'm planning to use, but I have to adjust my heights and how I'm going to tag and defend. Like those are the bigger parts of the puzzle that go in there. So you are going to be a target route. Like it's different coming in with a mid-level team, and there's different amount of stresses. And again, Bruce and Adam can talk to this from last season. There weren't a lot of expectations with Adam's team from Ronin last season. It just wasn't a good enough team. And Adam was still able to scrape some points together. Bruce's team was a bottom to mid-level team, and Bruce did very well with it, right? There are different levels of expectations. I think what Adam's really getting at is when you have a team that is projected top 3, top 4, the expectation is win the title.
Yeah.
And not to put more stress on you, but to absolutely put more stress on you. Don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is all super cool stuff to talk to. I think it's good. That's the beauty of having you on at this app time. So when we were talking in the DM about getting you on now, it was like, yeah, it's the right time to do it. And I think to the point, I learned that last season with Max. So when we looked back and reflected on whether we were going to do it again this season, and we looked at the tactics that had put out in the games and where we'd put them out and where they were strong and where they weren't strong, it was quite clear that the different variants of the narrow that were working because I know all about them. And when we were switching to the 4-1-3-2, we got some wins with it and some losses. And I think that's because experience to build that formation doesn't sit with me because I've not done it. We just did it because that's the players we had. And this season, obviously, we've gone back in with having the 4-1-2-1-2N as the priority formation. Because whilst I take everything on board you said about people switching formations, etc., if I can get the narrow to cook in the different variants I've got, that's equally as strong potentially to bit win as what you guys have got. Yes, you still only have to focus to break down a narrow, but with every single formation, they can play in a different way. I've seen heat maps on some formations, and I'm like, why are those two players up there as like centre forwards? I think it might be one of yours, Bob, actually. And I'm like, how is those two guys up there like that when they just doesn't make sense in the formation? But it's how you getting them to cook, right?
Well, I can answer that. At Diamond, so when I'm playing, let's say example, the 4-4-1-1, right? When I was really good with the 4-4-1-1, I had Turto. And Bruce can speak about how great of a center forward or CF Turto was. That man, I didn't put any instructions on him. Because with certain players like Turto, like Beckman, like Ledich, there are certain guys that you just shouldn't do anything to. You just let them do what they're going to do, and they are going to eat no matter what. Because you let the AI make the decisions. The best players in the game don't need to be held back and have the reins on them with tactics. And that's what I think individual tactics do. In a lot of these cases, I want them to do what they're going to do. So when you see someone like Turto, my CF, just all over the place, I have nothing set on him typically. I'm going to let him do what he's going to do. The more interesting thing is, like, if you look at heat maps from my tests of 5-4-1, you're like, what the hell is Bob actually playing? Because none of it makes sense when you look at it. Like certain players, when you look at like a CM, I have an offensive CM and a defensive CM, but I don't really set them up to be offensive or defensive. They do things naturally. My guy that has higher defense as a CM, he tends to sit back a little bit more, knowing he's more of a defensive center mid. He also leads the team in assists because he's like Rodri. He sits back, he gets the ball, he's patient, he finds the through ball, he finds the gap, and he creates the opportunities. Whereas my offensive CM, he is a liability and you can attack through him in a lot of cases. But he's also putting pressure on your CBs, and he's also pressing high. He's also doing random stuff I didn't really set him up to do, but that's just what he's good at. That's what his attributes point to. He's also the guy that has 99 dribbling that, for whatever reason, gets his pocket picked a lot of times in the midfield, which is never good. So there's a balance, and the higher up you go, and the higher up the players are, the more freedom and allowing the AI to make the decisions I like to do. Because I didn't know how, for example, in my first title, how do I get Beckman to click? Because I was struggling to get him to click on the first season route. And what it was just make sure my wingers get to the byline. So how do I force my wingers to the byline? I play a higher line. I play a wider line. I put them on dribble and cross more and high freedom. So and their whole thing was just run to the byline, cut it back, and Beckman's going to blast it in your face. And that worked. That was taking advantage of a meta. But I did nothing to Beckman. I didn't change any of the stats. I didn't make any adjustments around him. I adjusted the players to feed him. So it's kind of how you would focus it. So for you, if you have, I don't know who your strikers are going to be, but like if I was meta, like the last couple of seasons, I focus all of my attack is obviously going through Kovacs and Demi. Right? So I'm going to leave them how they are. How do I feed them? How do I get them mid plays? Do I play crosses into two strikers? Personally, I don't, because it just gets cluttered. And so what's next? Like, how do you free them up? And those are the kind of things that I spend hours and hours and hours testing, and I'm not even managing it, Diamond. Yeah.
So these are the guys that
I'm trying very hard to make sure that he's not on your team this season because I'm trying to buy him from Sid. So go fuck yourself.
They're the three that are in there just for awareness.
Look at this team. I love how that's Sid's second team.
I know, right?
Oops. Like, Adam, I thought I put together a really strong soul team for you.
It's a very good team. It's a very strong team. There's a lot of flexibility and there's a lot of nuance in that squad that I've got. And yeah, Root, you should really have some sort of tactic loaded in because I can't run a friendly against you right now.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
There is. But Root, like, so on that note, always kind of what Adam was saying, always leave something in there. Because even if you're putting in your decoy, look at it as an opportunity for you to get information from someone that's trying to test against you. So if I initiate a test with you, I'm trying to learn something. And if I'm trying to learn something, it doesn't mean just I'm learning something. You're learning something about what I'm trying to do too. So this is why I'm a big advocate for, like, no one should ever have their friendlies off. Like, if you want to win, you want to do stuff, there are only so many people you can run stuff against. But it was nice the last couple of seasons because almost everybody at the top has friendlies on because they're trying to adjust. They're trying to figure things out. And even if Dio has friendlies on, you still can't beat him because his pace you can't match and duplicate his pace. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'll load something in for you, Mr. K. It's fine. I haven't loaded any into all my teams yet, to be fair. I have put them in. I think I've ran 2 friendlies since we've had the rollover and put the clubs together. So I haven't got anything in my defaults on any of the teams yet because I've not built them out.
Yep.
And I think players keep changing in and out. So I did it. I think the 2 friendly did it on Max, and then he took a guy out, put someone else back in. I was like, I'll just wait till you finish messing around.
Yep. Yeah. Just figure things out. I mean, honestly, message Sid. If you like a guy and you need a guy, Sid is very, very accommodating when it comes to this stuff. That's what I've done with the plat team that he has. I'm like, dude, I want this guy. He's like, okay. You just send him to, you know what I mean? Like, now granted, I've spent like the last 10 seasons earning that kind of respect and trust. They say, if I need somebody, I'm going to get them. But Sid is very open with this because Sid's goal is to win. Like, Sid's perfect scenario route is to have you or LG 1-2 with his Rambla team 3. Like, that's his perfect scenario. Just like ours is Soul and Solve 1-2. Like, none of that's changing. And quite honestly, we have built, your team probably has the least amount of flexibility of formation of all of Sid's teams, which is understandable. But that makes someone like Adam dangerous because Adam, as he just said, has tons of flexibility of formation. So that's what makes it unique here, because we're no longer at a point too where the backups are really, really bad in comparison to what your starters are. Like, you don't see that difference very much. So, and all of these guys, I mean, Adam's guys are still young enough. I think, Adam, you have a number of guys on there that are like 1 stat point away from going to like 94, 95, 96. And that's also kind of fun too. And one of the things that I love about when Adam was running stuff, when somebody pops and gets an OBR, like I immediately wake up to a message in the morning, which is awesome. So like I have to put my phone on mute overnight because there are definitely days where my Discord chat, there's like 200 messages and I'm like, what the hell just happened? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, it was like a Friday or a Saturday night a couple of weeks ago, similar to that for me, to be fair. It just, the Yorkshire Tea XP Discord just blew up overnight. Woke up in the morning and I was like, what the fuck is going on here? But yeah, everything was just on fire, basically.
Yeah.
It was great. But what I also do for testing route is I wait until I see other people in the feed in Diamond running a friendly, because I know if they're running a friendly, they've got a competitive lineup in, and I'll go run a team. So at the moment, LG have got a 4-4-1-1 running at the moment because they're running a test. And I was like, I'll load mine in at the moment. I've been playing around with him to see how he gets on out of curiosity, because I can watch two of the same formation mesh against each other and go, okay, what are they doing? What patterns of play am I seeing there? What do I think is working that they're doing that I'm not? See what happens. And I did beat Monkey, I think 6-0. So he's got a diamond team as well while we've been on the pod. No, 5-0. I take it back. It's only 5.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
it's not going well in this one. And he's exploiting me on the wings, big time. Pace. That's where he's going after me in this, and I'm going, oh, that's interesting. Okay. Something to have a look into. Explore an idea. More information.
Yeah, and like, so you try to figure out like what you're going to do against this 4-4-1-1. I feel like I beat it with my CSK team, my plat team. But again, the plat team that Sid gave me is not nearly as good as your team. So that tells me that like my tactics are pretty sound, at least in this test engine. We can get to the game engine and it's just going to be completely different, which is highly probable. But I can only go with the information that I have right now. And so I'm feeling solid about this, but I also know that means I need to win. And I have definitely blown a lot of smoke up Sid's ass. Like, just give me your best players, I'll get you another diamond team. So now I actually have to produce. So, no stress.
But yeah, make use of your contacts route, like us here. Chat about your matches and stuff, things that you're trying, things that you're testing. If you've got a result and you want to talk chew the fat with someone, do it. Honestly, it's so helpful. Sitting there in your own stewing is not helpful. We do it with our Discord all the time, but yeah, it's very, very much worth it because there's a lot of stress playing in Diamond, and it's not fun doing it on your own.
Yeah, I mean, this team here with deals, we're going to have to figure out how to counter this 4-4-1-1, Adam, Bruce. Like, it's not going to be fun.
I know the counter. I've already seen the counter.
Yeah, I mean, me too. I've already beaten him with my plat team with this, so I'm okay with that. So
yeah, I know the counter.
Yeah. I was not going into this friendly expecting a win. I'd be very surprised if my 4-4-1-1 would beat his, given what my player stats are comparative to his. I just want to see how it runs. So I've just loaded in a formation that should just be just literal tactical, as in a 4-4-1-1 against a 4-4-1-1. Not how does it counter this formation. That's all I'm after. I've got data now.
Yep, exactly. And it's just, that's all it really comes down to. I mean, like Adam, I'm running against your 4 because you have a 4-4-1-1 up. I'm running a 3-4-3 against just to see what the hell happens.
Yeah, but that's what we should be doing. Back and forth all the time.
Yep. And so when I do something like that, Root, my 3-4-3 is not exactly how I'm going to run it, but it's kind of close depending on results. And I don't know what it was that you beat the tar out of me with Luchadors. It might have been the 3-4-3. And I was like, well, that's not going to work. Don't run that against Root. So like, that's why I'm like finding what I should not run. Like, that's the information game. Like, don't run that. Like, just hard pass. Run these other things. And that can frustrate stuff. And then you get to a team that's really difficult to play. And Bruce, the person I'm really thinking about, that no matter how good his team is, especially in Plat, is something ballin', Matt. His San Diego teams, they're not the highest rated teams, but Jesus, that 4-1-4-1 is a headache. It doesn't matter how good or strong my team is, I always struggle with them. So those are the matches where I'm just like, well, if I sit back in a 4-1-4-1 or a 5-4-1 and play for a draw and hope for a win, like I can handle that. And those are like some of the conversations that like Brian and I would have too. It's like, what are the odds of us giving up a goal? Not very high. What are the odds of him giving up a goal? A little higher than us giving up a goal. I'm like, okay. So we'll see what we can get. Worst case scenario, we have a 0-0, a 0-0 draw. Like, we can actually handle that and move on. And then you win 2-0. You know what I mean? Because your talent essentially wins out. And those are the kind of things that, when it comes to testing, we want to see. We want to get a feel for things. I'm trying to figure out if 3-4-3 is even playable, or am I going to be running it in Titans to really piss people off? Because 3-4-3, Bruce and Adam, like 3-4-3 is the first formation that I won Diamond with.
I still like it on this engine.
I love it. I love it if you can play it.
I do too.
It's a really fun one to play.
But I didn't use, what's unique about that season is that first season, I lost my first game to Big Well, or I drew with Big Well, and then I lost to like Frage. So I had 1 point from the first 2 matches in the first season that I won. I was like, well, the season's over. And then we got to Titans. I went to 3-4-3 on Titans, and I absolutely smoked somebody. Like, oh, could this work? Then I ran 3-4-3 the rest of the season and just brute forced it. Because I had Beckman, and that was when you can brute force stuff. When you have the best player in the game, you can brute force some things. And no one had seen it, no one expected it, because it wasn't very good. And these are the kind of things that we're talking about here that you need to pick up and then not tell anybody until after the season is done. Because the last thing you want to do is give somebody a tip about how to fix their defense and then still have to play them. Like, Brian and I are talking, and like Brian's like, I know you have Soul. Like, what's our plan against Soul? I'm like, the plan is to beat Soul. But if Soul is struggling, we're not telling him anything about defense or setup or anything like that until after we play him twice.
Absolutely, that's the way it should be.
That's just how it goes, right? So, you know, it's not like Bruce would tell me like how to fix my defense if I haven't played him a second time, because it's just going to hurt him when I'm running his defensive version against him. Like, that doesn't do any good. And that's what's unique about being up here too, is that this is a very tight-knit community. I mean, honestly, you look at it, I think I have 2 diamond teams. Sid has 14 diamond teams, and Scrub has the other 12 in Dio. So, like, there's not a lot of owners up here either. Like, I'm excited that Bill and Napoli is up here, but, you know, he just had Pai Shao, his big CM, retire. So we have no idea how strong this team is going to be. These are the things that I'm also looking at for scouting purposes, because there's only so much you can do at the top level. You need resources on your team. Like, that's why your CEOs don't just run the entire company. They hire people that they trust to run the company. You know, if I'm owning Real Madrid, I'm not coaching the team. I'm hiring the best people to find the best talents and the best coaches to actually coach the team. Like, that's how this works. And that's how I'm treating MFL now as well. And honestly, the GM role is a lot more fun, Root. A lot more fun getting to play with Monopoly money and put stuff together.
So, sorry, I just want to stop here because I know he'll probably be watching, but the people taunting me in fucking general, go fuck yourselves. Stop it. Stop it right now.
I'm going to general. What's happening in general?
No, they're trying to get me to buy more packs. They're fucking feeding the DGen. They're feeding the DGen voice. Buy more packs. And I'm like, fucking stop it.
Why not, Bruce?
Shut
you
up.
You could get another one and open it on the pod.
Yeah, fuck off.
I'm just saying, you could.
I know I could. I'm well aware I could.
And if you needed someone for like the newly promoted, what is it, Plat Mamba team, you know, yes. Like getting yourself to Diamond, like you keep talking about.
Yeah, but an 87 goalkeeper ain't going to help me.
That's what I mean. But if you get someone else, they could.
Shut up. Shut up.
So, how was Black Mamba looking? By the way, amazing job promoting, dude. Amazing job promoting. Like, obviously, like, it came down to the last matches and stuff like that in Diamond, but the playoffs were a thrill to watch. And I'm very rarely invested in the playoffs unless I'm in them. But this is what, like, building our community has done too. Like, being excited when you win and you promote. And the way that you did so, like, people say it's hard to get through from the third match, the third place finish. It is, but Jesus, when you do it, it feels good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's quite good because I've not splashed. Like, I've spent money, but I've not gone nuts, and I've still got to plat. I mean, obviously, to go to the next step, I'm probably going to have to start splash. But yeah, to be one step away from Diamond on Black Mamba is fucking nuts. It's absolutely nuts for me.
I love it, man. I love it. We'll be in the same league again next season.
We will, yeah, because you won the title. Yeah.
Yeah, in that league, I should have done. I should have done.
Yeah, well, I had a strong team. What I'm happy about is that the XVIX team didn't win it, because they should have done, because they had ultimates in fucking gold. They should have done, but I'm glad they didn't.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm glad it was you.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter where you're playing. When you win a league and you have a tough fight to get through it, it's immensely satisfying. I like this 2-week window that we have, because you get to enjoy it. But honestly, Root, this is the most active time in game that I am. You can ask Adam. I was messaging Adam so much. Would you like this guy? He was like, no, I wouldn't like a 95 CM or a 96 right mid. No, Bob, I don't want those. Can I have my limited guy instead? But forming the teams and figuring out creative ways to make your MFL work for you is kind of fun. It's really unique. We got Adam an old CB. He's like the Roy Kent of the team, and he'll get a last man tackle and just walk off the pitching coach at some point. So, but creating the teams and being a GM is really exciting. And I think that it's, for me at least, I don't know if Sid feels this way, but it's the next level of the game once you really stop managing at the diamond phase too, because the things that we do to put together the teams are completely different than what you will do as the manager of the team. And there are many responses from people like Adam and Brian, how the hell did you do this? What do you owe? How do we help you get rev share back so you can actually afford all of these things without taking a loan and removing a kidney? So that's
literally the conversation we were having when we were talking about my staff contractor, basically. And I was like, you need to be able to recuperate. You've got to sustain 2 diamond teams. So whatever works is fine. Well, I'm glad I've got 2 staff members on board as well. That should be fun for this season.
Oh, do you want to talk about that? Yeah, do you want to talk about that?
Yes.
Well, yeah, totally. Well, I know you boys have been seeing the CVs and stuff. I sent every CV, our application, through to Bob, and we sort of discussed them, meritability and things like that. I've had a couple of managers who were being vouched for, and I had people coming to me before they'd even put an application in saying, I've been trying to talk them into it. I really recommend this person. They come highly recommended, and I had one person get recommended by at least 3 different people, and one was a very big agency. So I was like, oh, interesting. So I've looked into it. I delved into various bits and pieces. And I know you boys saw the CVs as well, sent them through to yourself in our little Discord group. But yeah, coming round to it, let me just load up Soul for a second. Share. Bam, bam. So yeah, I decided to go with 2 in the end. Very different sort of levels of experience and what they've managed at. Equally, if they've worked with me, one has worked with me before, one hasn't. And just what they brought to the table tactically, idealistically with the game, and what they were talking about and how they build the teams seemed to really also stick with the squad that I've got for Soul as well. Get a different perspective on stuff. So we've got 2 in. We've got Timmy, our friend Timmy. Y Drag. There we go. Tim Y Drag. But Timmy's jumped on board, and also Calvin has as well, who came highly recommended. And you can see in terms of levels that they've played at, what they've competed at. What's the name of the chap who's got that website where you can do manager performance related stuff from previous season? Yeah, I looked on that as well, Sturge's website, to get a bit of an idea. I looked before the season finished, so because if you look at it now, you'll see in terms of clubs we've got now. So at the moment, I've got a great rating because I had Soul last season. Apparently, is what he's telling me. So I finished second. Go me. And then there's lots of bits and pieces to do with that. But I looked through those sorts of scores and what they were running, what was successful for them, formations, and all of them were ticking lots and lots of boxes with what we've got at our disposal. So they've both jumped on board. We've got our own little Discord group now where we're talking through things. So you'll notice when you are testing, if someone else has set up a tactic, you'll see it to try a few different ideas. So I've just been reaching out to the boys again today because we got it all finalised yesterday. Going through what formations I think we're capable of running, which ones I really want to hone in on and fine tune between the 3 of us. So then also talking to them about, like we've just been doing with Root on the pod now, how to go about that, what are good ways of doing it, who are managers that we can talk to ask them to set up a lineup. If you want to test against a specific formation, you want it set up a certain way, because we do it quid pro quo across the board. Just talking to those boys as well about getting ourselves in for some of these pre-season competitions, because I'll be busy when they're on and stuff, because I've got a lot of work this weekend. But I think both those guys are going to look into that and look to run some clubs. So yeah, it should be exciting. I'm really looking forward to working with them, and it's just nice to give, basically the same opportunity I was afforded by Bob to other people. I just think that's so important. I'm glad, like Root, you've got your opportunity. Bruce, you were given the opportunity similar time to me, but I just think it's great that more and more people get the opportunity to manage higher and higher up, because there are some absolute gem managers around this ecosystem. There really, really are. They just need the opportunity to prove it. And like I had Dan and SLD last season, and they smashed it given the team I gave them. I think they were forecast 10th in silver, and they were leading the league for the majority of the season. Yeah, the wheels came off a bit at the end, but they finished 4th. They had a really, really good season. There was lots of different tactics being thrown out there. And what I loved is in that little group that we had, they chat non-stop all the time about tactics and what they're going to run and what they're going to do. So I've got them again for my Leeds license this season in silver, give them a slightly stronger team. And the idea being, I'll keep singing on about them, because I want them to keep, even if I can't have them in a future season because they've got too many elsewhere. Great, that's the point. And then I'll look for the next people who want to give it a go, and just rinse and repeat, because people deserve the opportunity to try and prove that they're really bloody good at this game. And there's lots of ways to do that, and sometimes you can't afford to be throwing a big whack of money behind it. So people like Bob and your Sids and your Scrubs and your Dio's very, very generous as well with rev share and stuff, giving you the opportunity to take the load off their plate and give you a little bit of a cut to help them maintain their own agencies and keep building, which, great, that's what we want to be doing. So yeah, should be an interesting season. I'm just really enjoying testing, not necessarily the engine, just generally testing with a new squad, because I've not played around with the squad for a little while, and see what I can get working.
Yeah, I'm really, really happy for Tim. As you know, I fully vouched for him when he's put his CV in. Like, he got my Newton Heath team from stone to bronze. Absolutely smashed it for me. So I'm so happy he's getting this experience, basically, because it's going to be an experience for him to see the game at the top end, which will help him lower down with his own clubs. And I'm so happy for that, because yeah, he's a great manager, great lad to talk to. So I'm glad he's getting the experience. Calvin, I don't know, but again, same thing. Like, happy for him. Hope he gets good experience from it, because it'll just help them. So yeah,
100%. And I mean, for Tim, for Calvin, like, Adam knows what he's talking about. When you guys are putting together your formations that are working and testing well, it's worth trying them out on your lower teams, as Bruce was basically just saying there. Like, it's not like I'm building completely different formations and setups for my silver team as opposed to my plat team. It's all got a very similar base with some differences based on the players that I have and the player skills that I have. What you find is how to adjust subtly based on your team needs and strengths. And you don't have to reinvent the wheel, basically, is what we're saying. It's like this 4-4-1-1. If you can run it, that Soul is running right now, use that as a base and see if it fits your players, kind of thing. And it's really good to get more data points, because when you look at the overall statistics of everything, it doesn't just show diamond. Like, obviously the player levels are different, but we assume the player levels at almost every level are relatively within a similar bracket, unless you're playing against like one of my teams that, you know, should be in diamond, but it's only in silver, kind of things, right? Now, knowing that, you can apply the information and the knowledge that you gained and just work your way through there. And then you can get prepped, because it is different and you just have to be focused. And that's kind of what Adam and I were talking about at the start when he brought up this idea. And like, my whole thing was just, as long as somebody is passionate about the game and loves the game, this is an absolutely fantastic idea. You know, I firmly believe that delegation has changed the game from what it used to be. It is more of a GM game now, in my eyes, than a buy guys and manage them type of game. And I would much rather, I feel better about doing this, and the game is different because playing the owner GM role has different level and types of stress and things you need to work through. And then playing the actual manager role is also really, really different. Because when you know that I have to get X MFL from this team to be able to afford and pay for new things coming in next season, that's a different level of stress that you have. So taking the manager role and just needing to execute is fantastic, right? Like there is really no stress. Like the whole goal with Soul is to do as well as you can. And if we need guys to be added mid-season, it's what we do. You know, that's one of the things when you talk to people that you're going to do it, talk to them, see what it's going to look like, what they have for their ideas. Is Cup more important to them or is League more important to them? What is important to them? Because I can tell you that I've picked up teams that have been delegated to me, and my whole thing is I'm focusing on your league. I don't care about your cups at all. Like, and that's not at all. It's kind of hard, but I'm going to put together decent teams. But if I need to rotate guys, I'm sacrificing the cup matches and not the league matches because I'm looking at it from a long-term versus a short-term MFL perspective. If I can take you from gold to plat and we're able to keep you in plat, you're going to make a lot more MFL from 1 or 2 seasons of plat than winning gold every season. So I'd much rather do that and sacrifice the cup MFL that you have because you're going to be making more in the future. And that's my overall goal on this stuff. So if you want me to run one of your teams, just know that like my goal is progression and promotion, not as much cups, because quite honestly, I suck at the cups. Like I'm terrible, absolutely terrible. Like if you want someone to win cups, hire Man United Toby. Like that's just what the man does. He wins cups like a boss. I don't. I've won 2 cups, 3 cups total in my time that I've been playing this game. Just don't do it. Just not good at it. And that's okay. I move on with my life and I just promote, you know.
Yeah, no, my wife's the same. She's insane at cups. But she'll sacrifice the league, but her trophy cabinet is full.
Yeah.
Sort of fucking cups that she's won. It's nuts. Yeah.
Yeah. I suck at it. Like I'm just not, and it's not like I'm not trying, right? It's like I'm still putting together solid squads to go through. I'm just not winning. And part of it for me when I'm playing cups, Root, is it's over-analysis paralysis. I'm scouting the next team we're going to play. I don't have as much time or information as I'm looking at these guys because I haven't been playing them in the league. I don't know them as well. They're new entities. I see what they're running. I have a general idea of what's good against that. Let's see what happens. Then we get to the game with my hopefully counter formation, which is not my best formation. They just absolutely curb stomped me. I'm like, oh, well, that was fun. Don't have to worry about that anymore. And I'm of the opinion that Max was able to make a run with Soul last season because we got knocked out of Titans relatively early by Meta, which was actually best of both worlds for us. We were able to make a run and had a chance of winning it. So there's pros and cons to everything, and I choose to see things from the more positive side than the negative side, which is also why I don't yell at Lucas and the team anymore, because none of this is their fault. They put together a good thing. So
I think that's fair enough. That's been, honestly, that's been super insightful. I think even for all our listeners and watchers will find that super exciting, just to get them.
Can I just say, for all those people who are saying we're not relatable, suck it. We don't care. We've spent the entire episode talking about Diamond. Honestly, suck it. Don't give a shit.
I think to Bob's point, though, is you could use that philosophy the whole way down the pyramid. You just got to be relatable. So anyone that says you're not relatable, I think you've got to distill from the level that the conversation is potentially about, and everything is relative further down as well. And that's what you're saying, Bob, right?
So if you listen back to this and you're worried that we're not relatable, what I would say is every time I say diamond or plat, say ice or stone. Because what we're talking about are more general things and how to approach games if you really want to be great at the game, right? And these things that we're talking about, they're general enough to apply all the way up and down the ladder. And what I have seen, at least, is more time and effort that I put into something, doesn't matter what level I'm playing at, the better I'm going to do with it. So it's tough, but...
Well, I was going to say these same things are the stuff that this. Sorry, go on.
No. I mean, but these ideas, they work at all levels. Obviously, the players are different, but that's why I kind of caveated a little while ago saying, the differences at each level, all teams are still relatively similar and bracketed together. So you can use the same ideas and structures at each level. That's kind of why I was mentioning that for like Tim and Kelvin that are helping Adam at the diamond level, they can take those tactics and apply them at their lower teams and see how they do and work from there at the base. So these ideas, they're not meant to be only for diamond or plat. They are spread throughout the entire game. And like most things in life, the more time and effort you put into a lot of things, you're going to see more positive results and negative results. And you're going to start learning and adjusting as you go. And so not everybody is going to be the best at something. Like only one person can be the best. But we can work as hard as we can and try to get those results. And it's not about winning all the time. Winning certainly helps. But when you lose, it's figuring out why you lost. And like I said, probably an hour ago, when you lose, you should be pissed. Your goal should be, I don't ever want to lose again. And you should, if you want to be a winner in this game, then you go back and you look, how did I lose? How do I not lose going forward? And that doesn't change at any level of any game at which you play. So I would just kind of push back a little bit. Like these things that we're talking about are general enough to be on there. We're obviously talking about diamond because we're playing in diamond, but these ideas, they go throughout the entire structure of the game. Sorry, Bruce.
I was just going to confirm pretty much what you said. No, so I was just going to confirm pretty much what you said. These same principles I'm using in diamond now are exactly the same principles I used when I had Black Mamba in stone or iron or bronze. It's just there's a certain level up, but it's the same stuff. It's the same mentality. It's the same stuff applies. It's just when you get to diamond, you've got to notch it up a bit, but it's exactly the same approach to it, so it can apply all the way down, like you said, exactly like you said.
And think of it this way, guys. When we say diamond, those are our highest clubs. That's the only reason we're saying it is because it's our highest clubs. If your highest club is an ice, you start with that club and then you apply those ideas to spark, to flint as you go through. So your highest club is in your eyes your diamond club. And just our highest club just happens to be a diamond club. It's just a chance of what's going on there and what we've done and what time we put in. But your highest club is where you want to focus. And then you let that trickle down through and see how it works for the rest of your teams. And one example I can give is that I purchased a license from India called Chakra United. And I set up a 4141 that I used at the plat level last season. And one of our Discord buddies, Sacco, messaged me. He's like, dude, you just beat the pants off of me. Please tell me that this isn't like some default crap that you just put up there. Or tell me that this is like an actual lineup and structure that you use that you are just killing people with. I was like, this is what I used in plat and diamond. He's like, okay, I feel so much better about my life right now. So those ideas, they carry down. So work on your best team. Always start with your best team and make sure your tactics work for your best team. And then you can apply those tactics down the ladder and adjust as you go. And if you need adjustments in other levels, you can work those all the way through and test them out at every single level to see what works and what doesn't. Because not everything is going to work. Especially if you're playing wingers, you need certain types of wingers to do certain things. And I remember Tactics Corner a long time ago, you guys talking about Bruce specifically, because you were running a lot of winger formations, Bruce. High freedom on your wingers, like dribble more, cross more, like what is better? And you're like, crossing is just complete shit. Like it's just, we don't do it. And those are the things that work across the levels. But then you ask yourself, so I have a right wing, left wing setup. I have a guy that can play both positions. Is it better to play them at their, which side do you want to play my dual right wing, left wing on? And I always say, do I want him scoring or do I want him creating? So if I want my left winger to score, I want him with a right foot. So I'm taking like inside shots on his inside foot, on his strong foot. Same thing going the other way. But if I want him to create, I want him busting down the byline. I want him left-footed on that side to hit crosses and cuts backs through the middle. Like, that's kind of how I'm playing, is I'm playing with pace. So those are the kind of things that are like next level that you have to look at your players and figure out how it's going to work for you. And those are subtle nuances that we talk about. And again, I'm going to go back to like a 4-4-3, a 4-3-3-D. Then you ask yourself, okay, I have 2 center mids that I play in here. What do I want them to do? Am I attacking wide or am I attacking narrow? Like, what is my goal for this season? Am I getting my wingers to cross passes in? If so, I'm playing my right-footed CM on the right side and my left-footed CM on the left side. If I'm attacking through the middle and I want my wingers scoring, I'm swapping their feet because I want them to cross into tight spaces to hit that for a shot. So these are the kind of things that the ideas apply at all levels. And it's how you can structure your team and build your team for very slight advantages. And that's really what it comes down to, is every small advantage that you gain eventually builds up to get you a win.
Love it.
I don't have anything to say. I think this has been one of the best pods in forever. Like, no offense to our normal pods, but I just think this is what I think, to be fair to you, Bruce, that probably bangs on quite a lot about us having some more guests on, co-hosts, whatever you want to call them. And I know you do that in the background and stuff. And I think you're just a good advocate for that, Bob, today. Certainly the fact that we're able to sit here and listen to stories and mythologies and ways of playing, and like you say, people will say it's not relatable, but it is, because it's the mindset of how you play the game. It's not necessarily, yes, you are focused on the top level because that's your best team. I get that. We'd all be the same. I'm focused on my best team that I own equally as much as the 2 that have been delegated to me, without a shadow of a doubt. My other ones less so, but I still want them to win. I never want to lose. So yeah, distilling it down. So I think it's just like super interesting to hear, and I think it's been great that you're taking your time out on top. I don't even think we had a plan for the pod in terms of what the content would be, and you've just made the content be, I guess. So that's been amazing. I don't know.
I think it's like Bob says, if people like this, the information that you've all been given here is very, very helpful to everyone in the community, no matter what level you play at. It's just, if you've heard the word, at diamond, and you've switched off, like Bob says, just replace diamond with ice. Just replace diamond with stone, and you'll see the information that you've been given is really fucking helpful to you, honestly. So yeah.
And I got to be honest,
not sure it's as good as club check-ins though.
I say this all the time. Like, you guys know this. I mean, Root, you know this. Like, when it comes to this game in general, one of the things that people talk about is like the loan market is insane. I don't know who to talk to. I say this on every single pod I go to, and I know that your Discord will listen to this. Message me. Like, just because I'm a diamond manager, a diamond GM, doesn't mean I'm not going to respond to you. I talk with so many people about similar stuff like this, try to help them out and answer questions. And honestly, I mean, the guys can all confirm this. I loan like 95% of my agency out every single season. And usually they're like 0 or 1% loans. I have so many guys sitting around so that if you're worried about loans, just reach out to me early is really what it comes down to. Like, my goal in this game, outside of winning Diamond and winning Titans, all that stuff, is to absolutely crash the loan market and just give people free stuff.
I've literally done that today with a load of my young players. It's like nothing percent, but I want 17 games.
Yeah,
have them. If you'll play them, have them. I'm not bothered. Like 5% of the spark with what I'm looking to build or what I need to buy pack-wise at the end of the season or to exchange for. 5% spark is not going to do it for me, but it's taking that 5% off someone else's club. When people come to me and like, I need a couple of players, one of my first questions is, okay, who? The follow-up is, how many are you looking to share and how much rev share are you already giving out? And as soon as I find out they're having to do a lot, okay, we're talking minimal numbers, if anything. Because I don't want to take more of your rev share. I want you to have the rev share. I just want my guy to play.
Yep.
That's all I'm bothered about.
Exactly. And we don't have places to play our guys. So as it turns out, I'm taking 0% rev share because you're doing me a favor. you're playing my guys and allowing them to progress, become more valuable. I'm okay with that. And I got to be honest with you. When I give a lot of loans out to the same people all the time, and they are continuing to promote, they're getting higher rated teams, they're making more MFL. And it's fantastic at the end of the season, like, yo, OrangeFly, thanks to you, my team is now in bronze. Like, dude, thank you so much for the loans. Like, those messages feel really good. And it's just part of the community, because if you're able to go up, there are people out there that are willing to help and do stuff, because, like I said before, a minute ago, it helps us too. There are only so many teams. I think if you look at my agency, what I have, like 4 teams on there total. I think I only own 2 of them. Like, I just don't own clubs anymore. Like, that's kind of like where things go. And so now I'm more about getting things out to the community, allowing people to play and have fun and take that rev share, because the rev share that you're going to give for a 65 player at this level is like 8%, is way too much. It's a big dent on your net for the season. I can make that 0% for you. Like, that's really what it comes down to, because, like I said, you're helping me. And if we find a massive progressor, which we have by doing this, it makes it so much better. So reach out, guys. Like, seriously, DM me, ask questions. It's what we're here for. I mean, this is kind of what I did during the Nations Cup too. I brought in 3 Portuguese guys, and I really liked working with them. And one of them is co-managing a silver team with me this season. Like, we worked hard on in Plat last season. So this is like giving the opportunity to learn the game and giving some extra rev share. And that extra rev share helps him buy packs, helps him progress, helps him win. And you have access to resources. You just need to reach out, and we're going to be here in a lot of cases. And there are going to be people that will help out. And like, I'm really not joking. When I post in the YTXP Discord, like, my agency is open, send 0% loans. You don't have to be a good person about it and send me a 1% loan. Just send a 0% loan. I'm perfectly fine with it. I want you to have fun too. And I don't have a place to play my guys. And there are a lot of people like that when it comes out to you. You just need to find them. I'm just probably the most vocal of them because I try to come on shows more often.
Yeah. Anything else we want to cover in terms of what's going on in the world of MFL? Because that was mega long, but mega good. I think we covered a lot there in terms of, well, I don't even think we covered, we did start to cover what was going on in the world of MFL, but we kind of just went on to a really insightful deep dive. Go on, Bruce.
There's one thing I wanted to touch on.
Go on. Yeah, go on.
It's just a quick one, really. It's just the fact that, obviously, we talked about the mega deal that Sid did and stuff. It's just to acknowledge the fact that, well, Ronan's happy that he's got himself out now, but he's a big part of the legacy of what this game is. He's been a big pillar of it, and I'm glad he got what he wanted, and he's got the situation resolved in the way he wanted it to be. And so it's like a fond farewell, basically. It's sad to see someone big like that leave, but at the same time, it's really shook up the landscape. I'm chuffed for Sid, I'm chuffed for Ronan. I messaged him straight after as soon as I saw it, and he's just really happy that he's got what he wanted. Moved on now to something, other ventures and stuff. And it's going to make things rather interesting at the top end of the pyramid. And then consequently probably across it.
Yeah, I have to say, I never had comms with Ronan, ever. But when I joined this game, which is something I usually do if I want to be good at it, I'll look at who's the best, what are they doing, I'll study them, pay attention to them. And when I joined, Ronan was very clearly the best. So I studied Ronan since season fucking 4 when I joined, all the way up until these last couple of seasons where I noticed like he's a lot less engaged. But all the way up until then, I was studying Ronan because for a very long time, he was by far the best player in the entire game. So it is sad to see him go. Because just watching him and what he's doing has helped me a lot as well. So yeah, it is sad to see him go, but glad he's happy, glad he's moved on, and shame I didn't get to have any comms with him because kind of a fanboy.
I want to piggyback on that. Ronan is a quality guy. and he will be missed. Like you, Adam, I messaged him right after because Ronan and I, we've worked together for many, many seasons as we've gone through. We've been at the top. And one of the first things I did when I came in around season 3, season 4, like Bruce, one of the first things I did is I joined the BFC DAO. Now, this isn't a call out to recruit or anything like that, but the reason I did that was to gain access to Ronan and Dio and Scrub and people at the top. Because like Bruce said, I identified who the top players were in the game, and I wanted to be able to at least bounce ideas off of them. And I took all of those ideas that talking to them gave me, and it has allowed me to get to where I am now. So it's a learning process. You're not going to be great at these things, but there are communities out there that will give you access to these groups. YTXP is one of the best that are out there. I mean, quite honestly, guys, like just look at what we have here. We have a lot of top end players with good ideas that are all willing to talk. I mean, you guys run a podcast. That's literally what you do, right? You literally talk to people and help people out with MFL. So you have access to resources a lot more in the past. And so, I mean, just look at the Ramble too. You know, David's running a team. Kev runs teams. Like all of the people that are running stuff, they do these open mics. They do these open podcasts. They're all willing to talk and help. And quite honestly, we're not as stuck up as we may seem. We like talking to people because quite honestly, we're DJs. If you message me a question about MFL, I'm going to lose my mind and ignore my wife for like an hour and just talk MFL. And she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, not talking. Yeah. So like it works out because we have a shared interest, a shared passion. And I think that's really important to understand. So if you're passionate about the game, you want to learn, we're here, guys. We're here to help. We're here to help guide. We want what's best for the community. And like that help will essentially only stop when you get to Diamond and you're beating me. That's really what it comes down to. And it won't even stop then either. Because I mean, everybody's in the chat here and like, this is what we're doing, you know? So, because I'm so overly confident that no matter what I tell you or what we're going to do, I'm still going to beat you.
Yeah, I'm confident I'm going to beat you too, so that's good. Anybody else confident they're going to beat everybody else? Yeah?
It's okay to be wrong, Root. It's okay.
I don't play to lose. I don't play to lose.
Nobody plays to lose. That's the thing, isn't it? We all play to win. We just can't all win. Yep. But you know,
well, I mean,
sometimes if you lose though, and the thing is, to your point, Bob. Sorry, I was going to say to your point. If you lose to somebody though, it does piss you off. But if you lose to someone that you know has put a lot of time and effort in, you can kind of get it a little. It's worse when you lose someone that just doesn't put any effort in. And you can't get it. Yeah.
Can I say there is something we've talked about losing and how losing's bad? Can I tell you there is something that is far worse than losing? And you'll find this out. You'll find this out yourself. Staying up till 10 o'clock at night, right, to wait for your diamond game, and you've been waiting, thinking about it, running tests or whatever all day, really thinking about it, and then you get a 0-0. That is worse than losing. That is so much worse than losing. I fucking hate it when I've waited all day and I just get 0-0. Except the last game of the season where I drew with Dio. That was the goal. That was the goal that game.
That was awesome. See, and that's the thing. Like, I would say I was shaking my head that like losing still sucks. Like, I don't like losing to my friends. It actually pisses me off more. Because there is there is an unspoken competitiveness. So when I lose to Kev, I hate myself. Like, just so mad. I'm like, you bastard. But then I look at him like, honestly, you know, that 0-0 draw that we both had that last day of Diamond, Bruce, Soul had plenty of opportunities to score, just didn't score. And that's what the game is. Like, not everybody's putting the ball in the net. You know, and there are obviously goals missed for me. There are goals missed for Bruce, for Adam, for Dio, for you. Like, that's just the game. And I don't like giving people credit because I don't want to build them up too much if they're trying to beat me. I want to make sure they're playing the mental games too. But simultaneously, when Kev or Bruce or whomever beat Dio or anybody else, I'm like, yo, good job, dude. You know, and then we'll talk crap about Root. Yeah. So.
Do it. I'm used to it. It's fine. Right. So on that note, I think.
Can I just touch on something real quickly?
Yeah, sure.
Because we haven't mentioned it at all, and that's the fact that because we talked about it briefly last week, but that was like the engine staying the same. Do we have thoughts on it? I think for me personally, I'm not a fan. I hate this engine. It's been well documented. I hate this engine. But I think the fact that they've taken the time to make sure the next one is perfect, because I thought the experimental was great, but obviously they found a couple of bugs, and it's like, I think it was the right thing to do while I hate it. So just wanted to get your thoughts quickly. Like, it's staying the same third season. I think this is the longest we've ever had an engine ever. Is it?
Yep.
3 seasons. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's your thoughts on it, boys?
For me,
yeah.
I'm curious what Root has to say. You want me to go? Okay. For me, I feel like it's Stockholm syndrome, and I fucking love it now.
We've worked out little nuances and stuff now, haven't we? Now it's like
it's, you know what it is? When you first get it and you don't know what to do with it, it's horrible. But the more time you have with it and you can play with it, you can adjust to it, and it starts to become more familiar and better in my eyes. Like, I know what I can and can't do. I know how to attack. I know how to defend. I know more about this engine than starting fresh. So I can handle it. And quite honestly, even though it's not exciting at times and it's still defensive with counters and, yada, 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 Diamond the last couple seasons has been thrilling. It's been really exciting. It's been down to the last season. It's been down to the last match. In almost every league that I've been in, from Ice and Stone especially, they've come down to the last match too. And even with overloaded strong teams, it's still tight. Especially like in the Stone and whatnot, it's still tight when people are down there, because the engine itself rewards different play styles and doesn't always allow for attacking to be great. So if you're coming at me attacking with a completely OP team, I can still beat you. And I think that's important at all levels. And so I've grown used to this. I'm actually very comfortable with it. The coin flip aspect, it's kind of life. I mean, quite honestly, like, Liverpool still loses to like Plymouth occasionally, like in cups. Like, random stuff happens in football. Like, we don't know what's going to happen. And while it doesn't always happen, Cabo Verde can still draw, Spain. Like, what are you going to do? And so we just kind of move on. We accept it. We may not like it, but we can either bitch about it, or we can accept that it is where it is, and we can adjust to it, and we can learn to get used to it and be better with it. And that's the approach that I've taken. So I also didn't like getting banned from Discord, so I just stopped. I learned to accept it, and yeah. So how do you feel about it, Root? Do you like it?
I think I said in the last part, I'm just getting bored of not having to work anything out, because to your point, like, you still have to know which tactic you're going to put out against somebody else. And I guess in a way it's a positive for me, because I'm going into Diamond where the engine hasn't changed. So everybody's on an equal foot, and we all have to just kind of figure out what everyone else is going to play, which of my variants I need to bring out, and so on. I think if it was a brand new engine on my first season into Diamond, that would be, the way I feel, would be double added pressure, because I'd need to find out a way that my narrow worked from scratch, and then how to make variants of that from scratch. So Diamond side, I feel like it's better that it stayed. Selfishly now, a week ago, well, actually a few days ago, before this all cropped up, I was just bored, because, like, I know which tactic to put out and how to do okay in all the other divisions, and which ones I'm likely to win in, which ones I'm likely to not in, and I'm quite comfortable with it. So I was like, I want a new engine now, because I want to figure something out. Well, I have to figure something out. I need to figure out something, because I've got a whole new ball game of challenge on the cards. I know I had Plat last season, but even Diamond feels more pressured. I think it feels more pressured because, like you say, you're managing someone else's team, a lot of money, a lot of finances, a lot of stuff in there. And that was the same for Max last year. There's pressure there. But every tier you go up is bigger pressure in it, even from the bottom all the way up to the top, every division. Anytime you get a team promoted from Spark to Ice, there's new pressure, and so on and so forth. But yeah, I think for me, I'm glad, but that's only because of the challenge that's been presented to me. That is literally the only reason.
Yep. And you want to beat that challenge. You want to conquer that challenge. So that's who you are. And no matter where your top team is, that is going to be your most stress typically. Right? You don't have to be in Diamond to feel the stress that Root was just talking about and the frustration that goes with it. You can be just as frustrated playing it anywhere. And that's actually a good thing, in my eyes at least, as long as you're willing to learn from it. We just can't be obstinate. And again, that's just in general. Like, you have to be able to go with the flow and understand that, us complaining on Discord is not going to change the engine. So we can be mad for 6 weeks, or we can figure out how to work with it and talk to people to help us figure out how to work with it. Because the tactics discussion channel in the YTXP Discord is fantastic. The engine pieces are fantastic. And then, Ramble does the same thing. There's a lot of people out there sharing ideas. And what's nice is that the ideas are not going to work for you, period. But they're going to give you a start. And that's what we're really talking about here. It gives you something different. Like, oh man, I never thought of that. Like, I remember way back in the day, like, listening to Sid talk about like how he was running one of his teams route. He's like, yeah, my wide mids, I'm kind of putting them in a position where they're acting like wingers. I'm like, wait, what? How are you doing that? Teach me. I want to learn. And that's the kind of stuff that opens your mind up to like, how do we do these things? Like, how many people remember like what we were just talking about, like the 4-3-3-D setup? Like, have you ever thought of crossing your center mids with their right-footed, left-footed, and your wingers? Like, have you ever thought of that? Like, how you want to play, what matters? Like, now, obviously, many people can say, Bob, you're just creating more problems to think about and think through to keep yourself from being bored, which, yeah, I am. But if it helps me a very little bit to get a win, I'm okay with that. And what's nice about a game like this is I have no idea if it helps me, so I believe in my head it helps me, so I'm going to keep doing it.
Mr. K, Bruce, like, you've already gone, Bruce, haven't you? Said what you think, Mr. K?
I'm just looking forward to simming another entire season, get it over and done with, because it's not entertaining to watch.
It's not.
I'm testing lows because I've got Diamond, and that's the commitment that I'm putting in for it. So I've probably tested more since I got Soul. 2 days ago, 24 hours ago? I don't know now, Bob. I can't remember. Something like that. I've tested more in that time frame than I have done, arguably, for at least a full season. Because there's something on the line, there's some real stake in there. I did it last season with Dio's team when I got him because I got them relegated from Plat, which I won't get started on, in gold, and I wanted to rectify that. I was not happy about that. I was very upset about that. And I've got that sorted. I won him the cup, and I took him up the league. I think that's a fair representation of putting the time and effort in. But I want to get back to a place where it's like, right, blank slate, time to test it. I'd even built a fucking tool to do it with, and I shared it with Bruce, and we had this real mission to start doing shit, and then obviously they haven't changed it. Fine with that, like the premise of, but I want to get excited about testing again, and this ain't it. So we'll get there. We will get there, and I'm enjoying doing it with Soul at the moment. But I know what to expect coming from the season. I just don't know where I'm going to finish. And I don't like that known expectation of what we can expect from the engine. I've liked it previously when we kept an engine for 2 seasons. 3 seasons is feeling a bit prolonged now. It's a bit old news. But again, you've got to have a product that you can push out that they're happy with. So I understand why. I just don't like the fact we have to.
Yeah.
So we shall see. I was having a lot of fun on the experimental engine. It was a lot of fun. Chaos, but fun.
Yep. I feel like if you're an Arsenal fan, you probably like this engine.
Yeah.
I mean, in all honesty, like, you're not winning spectacular, beautiful football kind of stuff, right? But you're winning the hard-nosed, grinded-out kind of matches. And it is kind of what it is. You're not getting big blowout wins, which is also good. So, like, when you get a 3-0 win, like, you really crush somebody. Mm-hmm. And I'm finding it's fun to see, back in the day when Beckman would score 10 goals. That was fantastic. But that's just not realistic also. So to me, this feels a little bit more realistic, a little bit more controlled. And yes, it's frustrating, but I still watch the games though, Adam. Like, I play so many scrimmages. And like now, like, Soul is beating the snot out of CSK, and I'm frustrated, so I have to figure out how to beat you again. So, even though your team is considerably better than mine, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm exactly the same. You were talking about something balling. It's Matt, isn't it? I remember probably my second season. Kev put me. I was talking to Kev then. He put me onto his teams, and I've religiously up until the last couple of seasons tested against his teams because tactically he's got it sussed. He gets it sussed, so it's always interesting. And I've got a couple of managers that I do that against at the same time. So yeah. If you're testing against, I'm going to stop testing myself shortly anyway because one of the staff is going to be jumping on and doing some tests shortly himself. So I've just been throwing out all sorts of formations. I know Root and I have been messing because I've just been doing it against Meta just relentlessly. And I must have played, what is it, about 6 or 7 different formations now, Root? Just throwing them out there because I'm just curious to see what patterns on balanced default settings, what I get out of them, what works against whatever setup Root's got going on in different varieties, just for data, because I'll go back and look at them.
Yeah. And
so, yeah,
those are important things too, right, guys? Like, take a break, breathe every now and then. I mean, I said I'm going to bang my head against the wall until I beat, Soul. But I mean, Lobos is beating the snot out of me. And the reason I'm bringing Lobos up is because I made a message in chat that said, if for whatever reason I should pass from this mortal coil and Bruce is not involved directly in my death, then Lobos is bequeathed to Bruce. So we're going to put this out there live for everybody. So Bruce, you heard it here first.
I've got video evidence now. I hope you don't die, but if you do, I've got video evidence now. Thank you.
Now, the caveat is, like, I need you to help me, like, make sure my missus gets the money and sell everything else, So, but yeah, you're right. I mean, the testing is fun. I'm going to bang my head against the wall and see if I can do anything with meta, which I know I won't be able to. Like, there is a pretty clear distinction between plat teams, excellent plat teams, and really, really good diamond teams. And you can see this now, Adam, in some of the testing that I'm doing against you for Shadai and Soul. And so it makes me excited.
This engine is arguably one of the toughest ones to overcome a big gap in overall. It's very, very difficult. It's doable, but very fucking difficult.
See, and I love watching this because, like, right now, Adam, like, my plat team is playing against Soul. We're doing a matching 5-4-1 flats. And my team is performing much better than yours right now. But that doesn't mean that, Zion isn't going to just hit a wonder goal to win 1-0, because that's what happens. I mean, and Bruce, you know this better than anybody. You ran this formation the entire season with the Amigos back in the day, and you were miserable to play against. So, yeah, good signs.
Excellent. That was the goal. The goal.
Great success. So, yeah, this is what you have to look forward to, Root. We're going to make you want to gouge your eyes out sometimes with some of the defense we're going to put up against you in Diamond. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Not many people can make me miserable, but maybe Diamond can. Let's see.
Yes. I think I'm willing to put that on a bingo card. Like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, but yeah, guys, just overall, big thanks for having me on. It's really a pleasure to chat with all of you guys. Like, absolutely loved it. This is a much better way to start my day. I don't want to go to work. I don't want to do anything responsible at this point.
Well,
it's fine. We'll message you about MFL like I did yesterday all day. It's all good.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Good by that.
I think we're going to do community questions and then wrap up. Like you say, we don't have any particular agenda items to go through. So we've gone through this big discussion. So are you getting off, Bob, or are you staying for the questions?
No, I'm here, man. I'm here.
Yeah, cool. Perfect. Well, we'll push into the questions because I'm just conscious of the fact that we've all got work to get back to. I don't know, Bruce, if you have today, or I don't know what your weeks are a bit different.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. I'm good.
So, but we don't need to do club check-ins. We're mid-season and we're only going to try and do light touch anyway. So let's just click through to the community questions, get them done, box them off, see if there's anything else anybody wants to say. So yeah, just jump in, Bob, with any thoughts on the questions that come in. So, first question is from Billy Bremner. How long do you leave the tea bag in your brew when making a cuppa? Anything under 3 minutes is classified as criminal in this part of Yorkshire. In fact,
controversial.
We might have done, mate. I told you, didn't I? I do not know. The Discord is just such a mess in that channel. I don't think you can ask something now with anybody without anybody bringing up the past or trying to bring up the past. And like, I'm moving forward. I'm a move forward type person, but like, fuck me. So I'm trying to find the questions. It's like, fuck.
What's your controversial?
He's I had a bad back injury after a car accident back in, look now, when was it now? 2017, 18, something like that. I was like, couldn't barely walk for months. So when I used to make a cup of tea, I used to literally make it and then go sit down with it. So I never took the tea bag out. And I love a cup of tea like that.
Did you say that the last time we had this question?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and then so your cup of tea gets stronger the more you're drinking it. And I love it. It's great. So yeah, I recommend that one, but yeah, you gotta have a proper brew. You can't have this sort of grey dishwater sort of crap that some people make. It's awful.
Tea drinker, Bob?
No, I'm American, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say they hate tea. Right? They throw that shit in the tea, don't they? In the harbour.
Like I want to come over and like meet people over and like have tea, and then I want to meet beard meets food. Like that's like all I really want to do.
Yeah, Adam,
like that's like. Yeah, that's all I want to do.
He's so good. I love his content. He's so good.
Yeah, I watch it all the time. My wife is like, "Why is this on our TV right now? Like, why are you streaming this on YouTube?" Because it's fantastic.
It is so good. Dan asked, "Is Bruce and Mr. K getting nervous now that the best tactician of YTXP is in the Diamond? We've done Diamond.
Yeah, I mean, I know Bob's not running his team though. Brian is, but yeah, I think it's going to be a real challenge this season. I think it's going to be a real challenge.
Yeah.
The thing is, I think, I've been, obviously we've been messaging in the Discord about going through. I know already the tactic that's in there, what he's weak against. And I think 1 second into the game when I saw you playing it, I messaged you and I knew the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
But that means I already know the outcome.
I deliberately played that one. I've not tested it at all with Sol, but as soon as I was looking at how you've been setting up and playing some patterns of play, I was like, that should do well against it. So I just loaded it all on default. And
I know if I load a different one in, it won't. So that's the point that we've been going through for all that session. So, but it's that whole thing. Like, to your point, Bob, let's not go back over, but like, I'm going to sit there thinking, right, Mr. K is going to play that formation, right? He's going to play that formation. Then I put my weaker one, because it's not as good as my base one generally, to combat. And then he doesn't. And I'm like, fuck. So yeah, what do you do? That's going to be fun. Let's not go back there. We'll be here for another 3 hours. Taggart, did I make Ronan want to sell out managing the Mercs?
Womp womp.
That's what we're going to say anyway. That's what we're going to, whether it's true or not, that's what we're going to say.
We're going to say.
Oh, yeah. What we're going to say. I mean, I know that Ronan's messaged me many times in seasons past about wanting to get out anyway, so I don't think it's Taggart. So
no, it is Taggart. No, stop.
No.
Don't come with this fact.
Taggart tore his like Achilles, dude. Like, I'm gonna be nice to Taggart. He's having a rough day. So
hope he gets well. Hope he recovers well.
Yeah, much love to Taggart. He actually sold me Gallagher, so that the Dow sold me Gallagher for Adam to use on Soul. So big ups to the Dow there.
Awesome. Right, next one. Dan again. Why did Bob hire the rookie manager, Mr. K, for Soul instead of me? Well, let's do that if we have to.
Fair point.
Because
fair point.
Outside of me, Adam was the only available Diamond champion, and he will continue to be the only Diamond champion outside of me. So unless Brian was in this season, because no one else is winning it.
So. Not going to last for long. That's not going to last for long. One day. One day.
One day. I mean, Dio wasn't available to hire, so right. Soul is back where it should be. Adam's already won a title with that. Adam's proven he can do it, and he just needs flexibility. And I think that we've given him the flexibility to be a menace. And that's what's nice. You don't need the best players to be a menace in this engine and do very, very well. Everyone kind of coalesces together, and the champions are going to be somewhere between 40 and 48 points. That's usually where it ends up. And it's a mess when it finally gets there.
To be fair, the last 3 seasons, it's more like 42, 42, 43, isn't it?
Yep. We've come a long way since, I think they scored 59 points or 60 points, winning a league and stuff like that. It's not that way anymore.
I think the next question is, well, I think I answered it in the Discord anyway, because it was just a question from Ryan where he said rank where each of the YTXP guys will finish. And obviously, if he's going to ask me, I'm going to say me first, and I don't care. You guys are going to say you first, and you don't care.
I'm not. I'm very realistic. I'm in a relegation scrap. Scrub hasn't even built the fucking team yet. So
I went to look at it, and I was like, "There's no players."
I'm in a relegation scrap. I'm under no illusions whatsoever.
You've got wingers, Bruce. You're going to be okay.
I was going to say, I'm going to take points off people. There's going to be some people who are going to be very pissed off after the game with me at some point. So
about Scrub loves the Magos license. So Biscone and Magos, I believe, are his priorities. Yeah. I believe. So you're going to have wingers. You're going to be tough to beat no matter what you do. And Adam's team is built. I expect us to be projected like 5 or 6 is what I would guess when it comes down to it. That's what I would guess for Soul. And which means that realistically, if you are projected in the top 6 or so, you have a very good chance of getting it to podium or even winning it. I mean, I don't know that Soul has ever been more than like 4th or 3rd or 4th rated in projections when it comes down to it. So that's where the differences are. And you have to grind up and just win the games that you shouldn't win and not lose the games that you should win. Like, it's just like, you can't lose the games. Like, losing is the big part. So,
yeah. Cool. Agreed.
Well, I think I'm predicting right now Adam has the best defense in the league. That's at the end of the thing. Soul will have the best defensive record in the league. That is my prediction right now.
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, Adam, because of Lobos is what he's talking about, guys. So Lobos is fantastic. If my goal is for Soul to do well this season, but for Lobos to hit ultimate, like that's really would be a big win all around.
Yeah.
On that front, and then. As far as like the season goes, I fully expect LG to be the number 1 projected team, and then Meta probably the number 2, either Meta or Saltine will probably be number 2. Yeah. And then it could go anywhere from there. And so as far as defense goes, I would expect that Lobos and Aguero on Saltine will probably fight for the Golden Gloves at the end of the season. Yeah. And if you've noticed with Soul, when Soul has been good, Soul's defense is stout. When Soul has won titles, like we've been scoring goals, but the defense has been amazing. So that's gold gloves to the keepers. Those are playmakers. Adam's got some really strong guys. I know that we switched Milne out. Milne is one of my favorite players, Adam. Sorry about that. But we gave you a more defensive right mid that's really, really solid. So it's like I'm talking about a downgrade. Like, yeah, sorry, dude. We downgraded your 95 RM to a 96 RM. My bad. So
yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
That's ridiculous.
I'm increasing my request and my wage demands moving forward because I didn't get Mel. Basically,
100%. So, but yeah, I mean, it's gonna be fun no matter what we do, and I fully expect there'll be some days where it's just like 0-0 draws across the board. I feel like we had one of those at one point.
We did.
Where just no one scored goals. It was just like, okay, what just happened?
Yeah.
So, you know.
A few questions left. Throwing copper. Why don't owners of teams in Diamond want to? I think you've covered this, Bob. I think we did that already, so we'll skip that one.
It's extra stress, and I can only speak for myself. I've already won Diamond a number of times. It's less stress on my shoulders to pay someone to do the best with my team because we're giving good pieces, and it's not like we're picking people on a whim. I've been very picky with who I brought in, and that's Adam and Max. So those are 2 of the best managers in the game, period. So, yeah, we just keep pushing away, and the more we win, the better we do, and this is Adam's opportunity to actually get that trophy into his agency itself, because this is actually in his name now and not mine. So I will, vicariously win a trophy with him if he wins it. So
cool. Hooders, this one's for you, Bob. How does it feel waking up every day and thinking, fuck me, I'm Bob fucking Flynn? Must be the best feeling ever, right? Every single day.
It is, man. I mean, just like, look at us, guys. Like, I'm clearly like the signal of virtue here, wearing my white shirt against all you guys' black shirts. So, who's the good guy here?
Yeah. Mine's navy.
Come on now. That's my vision. I'm old, Adam. I can't tell things anymore. So no, Hooters is a legend, dude. An absolute legend. Like no matter when I come over, Hooters is like my goal when I come over to the UK is to give Hooters a hug. Hooters a hug.
Great hugs.
Yeah, big
great hugs.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got great hugs.
Good man, dude. Hooters and I have been talking since like the start of COVID, and like we got going on So Rare. I mean, Jesus, that was almost 6 years ago. So yeah, it's Hooters is a good man. Really like Hooters.
Yeah, definitely. This one's from Sacco, Bruce, the opposite. How does it feel waiting on, best for worst? So I'll try my best. How does it feel waking up every day thinking, fuck me, I'm Bruce fucking Leet? Must be the worst feeling ever every fucking day.
It's the best fucking feeling ever. Sorry, Sacco. I am Bruce fucking Leet. Deal with it. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, it's the best. Wouldn't want to be anybody else. I'd like Bob's name. Like I said in the Discord, what a fucking name. I'd be like, my name's Flynn. Bob Flynn. I'd be dropping that shit all the time. Like literally, like what a fucking name. But other than that, yeah,
Do you do that, Bob, when you go to like Starbucks or something like that? Do you go in and do you do it in that same way? Name, please. Yeah, Flynn. Bob fucking Flynn.
I mean, listen, when I was in college, uni, like no one believed me that my name was Bob. It's just such a generic. It's like the name that like when you go to the pub and you're talking to a person, they're like, "What's your name?" Bob. I'm like, no, it's not. Like it's like the most automatic fake name that you're going to give people. So like I didn't even know who I was going to be that night. It was just like random names shot out. So I had no idea who I was responding to ever. It was fantastic.
Question for Bob. How many times a day on average do you think about Beckman?
Jesus.
That's from Dan, by the way.
I mean, you can ask Max Greninja about this. Like every single time, like every match was like, Jesus, if we had Beckman, like he wouldn't have missed that shot. I'm like, yeah, no. Yeah. And like, did I just win titles because we had Beckman? And that's a question really for Adam. Did like we just win because we had Beckman? Because that might be the case, and I'm okay with that. So yeah, Beckman's a legend, man. Like this is my shout out. Please, 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 to the team. Can you make retired players available in the training match engine, in the training part of things? When you go in there and you select your teams, like I would love to be able to run tests with Beckman and Ledich and all those guys that have retired, even though it wouldn't give me any like usable data whatsoever because those guys are unique unicorns. I still want to use them. Just like, let me use my old toys. I won't throw them out of the pram.
Yeah, we talked about that before, doing like a Masters League, like they used to do in the UK. I don't know if they still do it, where the old veterans used to play. That would be pretty cool.
I mean, like, I don't need MFL and stuff like that from it.
No.
At all.
Fun.
Like, they've shown that we can use retired guys because they did it with the Nations Cup.
Yeah.
So they can be active, they can be available. So if we can just copy that code over to the testing engine, like that would be fantastic. Just to use them. I don't want MFL. I don't need a league because, like, honestly, if you want to put together a league with retired guys, like no one's going to want to play because they're going to be playing Beckman. Honestly, right? I'm like, I'll just bludgeon you to death. Like that's no fun. But in the testing stuff and the training stuff, like you would see so many matches of like, instead of seeing like Bob's testing with Shania or Saltine, it's just like Cuse, because that's the name of my training team. That's all it would be.
Hooders again, with all the flirting going on in here, I don't know if you need to be in the Discord for this or it still works. Which MFL manager do you think would make the best partner for Emma Bunton and why? Yeah? Nobody? I think it was in the Discord. I think it's been answered in there.
So, can you guys explain to me about Emma Bunton?
She's Baby Spice. She's one of the Spice Girls, and she was called Baby Spice.
Oh, so that's Baby Spice? Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
So I just like, where you guys like someone called Baby?
A little creepy, but nah, I got you.
Yeah. Thank you, Bob. Thank you.
No, I don't know these things. Like if you said Baby Spice, yeah, got it. Perfect. Understood.
Last two questions. Cedric, what other apps or sites do you use for MFL? I've seen there's an app to help get other players to manage their team. It seems like there's one that ranks your team. Just wondering, since it's good to get any additional support with things that could help me save time and get more wins, hopefully. So what other sites do we use?
So real quick, because there's a lot of them. I looked through the Discord and I didn't see a useful links channel in the Discord. So I know that within the Ramble, they have a separate channel within their MFL side that is useful MFL links. And it's basically got every single link and what they do laid out for them, just for people to click in and just go in and test and look through that stuff. Because I use MFL stats when I'm looking at projections. I use MFL Assistant for different pieces. I use Ricky Hyde's piece for a lot of other things. That there's different sites that do different things. And I think the site that he's talking about for fighting managers is Sturge's new site. There are sites that will help you project and see how many upgrade points you need in specific stats to actually get your guys to progress so that you know where they are. I think all of those are useful pieces to have, and I know that having them in one spot is usually pretty good for people.
Let's do it. I'll make that happen. I'll put
I was
it
going to say, Root's probably doing that now. He's probably making a channel in the Discord for that.
Yeah, I've just started making loads for all the links, and I'll go grab them and I'll do that. Good shout.
Yeah, Root, honestly, if you just hop into the Ramble, they have a whole list there. You can just copy theirs and just drop it straight in. So less work for you.
Yeah, they copied our challenge. So
true.
Copy their links.
Why reinvent the wheel? You know what I mean? It's useful for the entire community.
So. No, I'll pin it in the top section where we've got the welcome stuff. That's a great idea. Last question on the question list from Ricky Hyde. Does Root win Diamond before we get the first episode of Root Wink? So to be clear, Root Wink will not be episodes. It's not a podcast. It is just a random evening event. Everything is in place now. Logos, backgrounds, setups. Just need the stars aligned for Hudders and I to be available. We've both been available on 2 occasions this week at different times, which is frustrating. It will be very, very short notice. As soon as Hudders' missus goes up to bed, if he's still feeling up for it, that's the idea. This pod won't go out, so I can say it. There is a good chance it will happen tonight. But I can't 100% confirm it because we're not going to decide until an hour before, maybe. As soon as the stars align, that's all I can say. And it will just be random. We don't have a clue how it'll work. It'll kind of be, no offense, but we kind of be like this episode where we've come in and we don't know what the conversation's going to be. We don't know if we're going to add a guest in or what the chat's going to say and what's going to happen. And we're just going to wing it. And they're meant to be very short. Say again?
I'm not watching. There's no agenda.
Fuck
we need an agenda.
Yeah,
we have to have an agenda.
I'll send you boys an agenda. That's about it. But so maybe today, if you're watching this and listening to this tomorrow, it might have happened yesterday. And
what was the idea? Because I heard it was going to be linked to Meta because you and Hudders are running Meta, and I heard it was probably good. So what, are you going to jump on and watch your game or something sometimes? Or I heard there was some sort of link between that.
It's nothing to do with Meta. It's just a private, playful, unapologetic, flirty, sexy, erotic MFL evening, with limited MFL talk and more games and prizes and packs and community engagement.
MFL late night with no MFL.
There'll be some MFL, but not a lot. It's more MFL community.
Bring tissues and lotion.
Definitely, we'll definitely.
And he's got them sat right next to his computer.
Yeah.
Sus.
Exactly what I pointed out last night.
You'll definitely need tissues, definitely, for many reasons.
You've got your cushions, mate. Don't worry about it.
No, there's one missing. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. I don't know if you can see it there.
Yeah, the home one. Oh, yeah, it is.
No, I don't know.
Yeah,
your missus has gone to go wash them because they'll rock hard. She dropped it and it shattered.
Oh man,
lovely.
Seriously, I think that you and Hood should definitely stream the metagames. And I want you to do the tactical analysis, live in match, and then Hood will do the color commentary.
Oh my god, yeah.
It would be fantastic. And we can start with the highlights and see how it goes. Then we can expand to the extended highlights so we can really get more stories from Hoodwink. Then eventually we'll graduate to the 2D and we'll be really bored, but it'll be some fantastic stories. Nothingness. It'll be tremendous.
Mate, if we are live,
and then
when one of
we
them
can put a
games is on,
speech
we'll
filter on it so I can understand everything that's happening. And those subtitles that are added, it'll be fantastic. And if I just get Hoodwink pissed drunk, it'll be fantastic.
It will, 100. Can confirm.
I must watch TV. Oh man, it'd be fantastic. Like, I would not be working. I'd definitely dip out of work.
Did you hear the story at the meetup about Hoodwink?
No.
Fucking. So the England game's just finished, right? Or we're in second half of extra time. Hoodwink is so pissed. He's like, James goes up to him and he's something like, he's like, we've got to sort out the winner. And he's like, but the game ain't gone on yet. The game hasn't happened yet. When's the game start? And we're like in the second half of extra time. He was that pissed. He didn't even realize we'd been sat watching the game for the past 2 hours. Like, nuts. It was hilarious.
So, did any of you guys know that James was like a giant?
Not until I saw him. No, not until I saw him. No,
I heard stories.
No.
I was like, wow, I'm glad I'm not there. I'm like really short. I feel really not good about myself.
Cool. Well, that's all the questions. Is there anything else that anybody wants to say or finish off with? Second episode back after our little holiday, and it's going well.
Just get over it, Root. Come on, stop going back. Jesus Christ. Move
I knew
forward,
you'd do that.
man.
Yes. See? Exactly.
I thought it was funny last night when we started and I said the exact same message that started everything last week. I was like, yes.
Exactly. I'm just like, but the thing is, because it's in the community, once you say one thing, they just remember everything.
Oh, yes.
And it just wants to kick it back off. And I'm like, guys, I don't care anymore. It's just like, let's just keep going. Fucking hell. Like, what? Anyway.
They love staring shit, man. They love staring shit.
Yeah, they do. Bob, thank you so much for taking your time out. We appreciate it. I know it was last minute, but that's sometimes the best way. Super, super insightful. Anybody that watches that back, I know we're saying this at the end, but I hope you take a lot from it, because no matter how you're approaching this game or managing this game or what level you're at, there was some super interesting stuff there. So I can't thank you enough for that. Appreciate it.
Same. Yeah.
My pleasure, guys. Really appreciate you having me on.
Great. When we press when Adam stops the recording, which I'm going to say live, don't leave because we need it to finish uploading, Bob, and then we'll leave.
We made that mistake with Tiger.
Yeah, we made that mistake with Tiger. Don't leave when he stops. Anything from you two boys?
No, I'll go. Just looking forward to get the new season up and running. Just get.
Don't forget to get your team registered as well. Get them registered, boys.
Get your team registered. And good luck if you're in the tournaments this weekend, and good luck.
Get them in the tournaments. Yep. Exactly. Get them in the tournaments. Have fun with the guys. Register your teams and go Saltine Warriors. And Saul. Sorry, Adam.
That's it.
It's okay. It's all good.
I want that. Good. I want that streamlined first place every single season all the way through. Like, that's what I want. So, damn you, Sid.
Cool. Right. Thank you very much, Bob. Cool. That's us done. Adam, over to you. Thank you, and see you in the next one.